I am streaming. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Can you folks see me now? Can you all see me now? Welcome, everybody, to another wonderful episode of Cluckleheads. Let's try this. Round 2. Can you all see me now? Yes, welcome. I can hear me now. I can hear me now. There we go. Holy crap. All right. Good grief. Welcome, everybody, back. Let's round 2. That was a great intro, too. The best, you guys, it was the best fucking intro that I've ever done for this show, and you completely dismissed it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I see Gav, Roxas, Andrea, Randy, Ellie, Tom is here. Hello, Miguel, I see you as well. Sorry if I missed somebody. It has been a while since you've come on, yes? It has been a while. Greetings, everybody. Guess what? I am back. You can see this wonderful face. Big shout outs to our good friend Action Toys for the donation of the camera. Sounds like you walked into an echo chamber for a moment. Get on this level. Get on this chat. So yes, if you want to join the Discord broadcast and be one of the callers for today, it's going to be a shorter stream. It is going to be a shorter stream. This beautiful room. Yes. Let me grab the Discord link again here. Let me grab the Discord link real quick. You want in the lobby, you can join this Discord link. It'll grant you temporary membership so you can join the studio. If you are joining the studio, please do mute the stream so you don't hear yourself twice and you have a stroke while you're doing it. Life and school got you busy? I feel that. 100% I feel that. All right, there we go. But yes, welcome everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Cluckleheads. Happy American Turkey Weekend to everybody out there. If I did not stream on Thursday, so I didn't get a chance to wish everybody you miss Ron's dislike. I didn't get a chance to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to our Americano friends out there. Thank you guys so much. I hate to sound pretentious, but can you drop a link to your GoFundMe? You can absolutely drop it right. You can go for it, Tom. You can drop a link in the chat. I think you should be able to. I don't think I have them blocked. If it does block you, let me know and I will post it for you. Absolutely. Oh my god. Drop that mic, boy. You're very welcome, Don. Don Wanderer's here too, Don. Good to see you. Good to see all of you once again. Oh my goodness. There we go. We have people in there. Monster asleep. Post link to memes. Yeah, so if it doesn't let you post that link, just DM me on Twitter and I will post that link for you. Oh my goodness. What a mess today. I have a brand new computer too. I have not set it up yet. It's not brand new. It's old. It's about as old as my current PC, but it's a gaming PC. It worked sweet. Let's go. You think? I don't see it, Tom. Yeah, send me the link, Tom, in DMs. I think it auto blocked it. Send me the link and I'll post it for you. I have a new computer. I learned my lesson from the last time of getting a computer and trying to set it up on the day of a stream. Yeah, send it to me on Twitter and I'll post it for you. I learned my lesson from the last time of getting a different computer and trying to set it up the day of the stream and having it completely explode everything and not be able to have a stream. But this one's okay. This new one's okay. I'm going to set it up after the stream today. After the stream. It's a monster too. It's a really, really big fucking computer. Hello, Action Toys. There's the man. There is the man that got me on the camera today. We are here on stream. You can see me. Hi. You can see me because of of Action Toys, that man in the chat right now. So shout outs to Action Toys. Remember tuning in 6 months ago as your last school semester ended. Holy crap. It's been that long. It's been that long. Good grief. Today's not an official episode. Today's just a special, I guess you could say. It's just a special. We're gonna talk with you guys very, very shortly here. If you want to join in the conversation, be sure to click that link. I just wanted to get people filed in here, give people a little bit time to warm up, give people a little bit time to get settled in, all that stuff. I have a couple things to talk about before we jump into to this, and I want to get your guys' reactions. I want to get your guys' reactions too. Before I get into the big news for next week, before I get into the big news for next week, I have a couple small things. There was apparently, I just got this on my desk like moments before the show. And this is typical League of Legends brain damage, so prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves. There's a reason why there's a best taco and every other taco on Twitch is a complete Pepega race car, by the way. Complete Pepega. There is a League of Legends streamer, I know, stop me if you've heard this one, a League of Legends streamer that had a really stupid hot take on a recent broadcast. Apparently a friend, of course, it's always a friend, right? Oh, a friend of mine. Find anyone who shits on Jin, you'll find them in committed Jin. He's got Taco Bell. I'm getting Taco Bell after the stream. I always do. It's a tradition. After my Cluckleheads, I always get Taco Bell. It's weird, but so there was a League of Legends streamer that was shitting on Quentin Flynn because he's a creepy person. That's the new like murderer, right? You don't have to commit murder anymore. You just have to be creepy and just be completely on death row. Like that's what it is now. Apparently. So this person, he was guilty of being creepy. Okay. And then people in his chat were saying, well, no, it's all of the shit was being disproven and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, it wasn't disproven. I have a friend. Sure you do. I'm sure you do. A friend of yours, yes. When, I don't know when it was. It was a while ago. Apparently, Quentin had asked to play some... But here's the thing. I'm guessing he's a little bit salty that he didn't get to play with Quentin Flynn. Because, he's a partnered streamer on Twitch. So I guess he's a little bit salty he didn't get to go in the celebrity game with Quentin Flynn. But Quentin asked fans if they wanted to play a couple of games with him. Because he's never played League before and he wanted to play with fans. And so he played a couple games with fans. And he was allegedly guilty because he invited his friend, doesn't disclose their gender or any details about them. He invited the friend to a DM, like a voicemail DM, and only invited the females. Dun, dun, dun. Only invited the females. That means that Quentin is obviously a stalker / murderer / worse than Hitler person. Obviously. Like I said, League of Legends brain damage. That's all it is. League of Legends brain damage. That was, that automatically means that he's the most guiltiest person on the planet because he invited fans to a voice call and never played League of Legends again. You know what? I don't blame Quentin. I would actually have concerns if Quentin continued to play League of Legends. I would be worried. There's also a GoFundMe in the chat right now. Tom is having a bit of a rough time. He's needing some assistance. He's between jobs. He's between homes. Currently staying at a motel and can use any assistance possible. He's played League of Legends. I've heard he's bad. Well, what I'm saying is, I would be concerned if the man continued to play League of Legends If he only played 2 games and said, "All right, I'm done," that's perfectly understandable. I don't understand why someone who streams League of Legends constantly can actually sit there consciously and say, "Well, he only played 2 games of League of Legends and then dipped." Yeah. I'm surprised he played 2. I'm surprised he managed to get 2 out and didn't just like shut the game off halfway through. But yeah. So that was it. That was the extent of what happened. He played 2 games of League of Legends with fans, and he invited only the females. I mean, sources, dude, trust me. But he only invited the females. I'm guessing he's a bit salty that he didn't get invited to the celebrity match so that he could, make money off of it. But I'm curious if his PC can even run League smoothly. What's the thing? It's like, did Quentin even play the game, or did someone else play the game while Quentin just voice chatted with people? That's my question. Because if I was a big streamer, no fucking lie, no shame here. If I was a partner or like a big celebrity person, and like I'm just myself, if I ever get big, and I'm like, you know what, I'm like really famous for like playing this game. Okay, or like I'm really famous for like voicing this game. Cool, awesome. I'll play with fans. Please come and play with me on this video game. Wink. I'll definitely be playing this video game. Wink. I'm like, all right, friend who is really fucking good at this video game, can you just like please go on my account and play the video game while I voice chat with everybody? I would do that shamelessly because, like, I'm not touching League. Fuck that. I'm sorry. You ask me to, like, if you want me to, like, celebrity play Smite with people, I'm not going to go out there and make an ass of myself on Smite. I will absolutely ask someone or pay someone to play on my behalf while I voice chat over top of it. Because that game pisses me right off. That game makes me absolutely crazy. But no, I would shamelessly do that. So I don't. He voices the video game. Quentin doesn't. I don't even think Quentin knows what Super Mario Brothers is. I don't think he's played Super Mario Brothers. So like, yeah, get him to be a gamer. I don't think that's. I mean, yeah, Quentin did something. Yeah, he played League of Legends. Like, let's roast him for that first of all. Let's roast him for that. I think that's more of a cardinal sin than anything else. I think playing League of Legends is punishable by death. He knows who Pikachu is. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I love corners. Absolutely love it. How long will this be? I'm thinking it's probably about an hour or 2. I mean, probably more than an hour because we're already like 20 minutes into it. I don't know. I don't have it right in front of me. Probably a little bit more than an hour or 2. I don't know. I'll probably go to like 7:30. I think maybe. We'll go there. Yes, exactly. Salty bitches be salty. So that was the news that I had come across. I don't think it's worth making a kerfuffle about because the person's obviously a denhead. The person's obviously missing a few chromosomes. So clearly they're really not like they're just like they're a League of Legends streamer. So clearly they're already stupid to begin with. So. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, Quentin has voiced a lot of video game characters. Like he's done a lot of video game characters. And I roast Quentin, but he's a great guy. He's a funny dude. I love Quentin. Don't get me wrong. Not trying to poop on him. We'll be getting some people in the studio here very shortly, but I do want to touch on a couple other things. I don't know if y'all have been watching Twitter recently. This is more Quentin stuff. Because I have to talk about it real quick. Things have calmed down until they don't, Andrea. Things have calmed down. You roast him with salmon DMs. Things have calmed down until they don't. For people who don't know, there is a hearing coming up in just a little over a week and a half. or just about a week and a half. There's a hearing coming up for something that's not Quentin at all. It's related to someone who was stalking him. But there's a hearing coming up, and expect some more shenanigans, because there's some shenanigans this week. There was some shenanigans this week that I was accused of participating in. I haven't talked or have any remotely closely related thing to this situation in like a fucking month or two. Like y'all have seen. I haven't brought up or said anything like regarding these regarding let's try that again. Reset. Regarding this clown circus that has been obsessing over Quentin for the past couple of months. So I got a DM the other day saying, "You won't believe this, that apparently there's a very foamy individual who just at the fucking drop of a pin will accuse me of anything. A foamy individual on Twitter that brought up a fact that somebody that had been against Quentin, that had been supporting a certain individual, had removed themselves from Twitter. I mean, first of all, congratulations. It's the best. That's the best idea. That is the best thing you could possibly do in your life. Congratulations on severing yourself from Twitter. Good job. I'm only on Twitter because I have to. I have to be for streaming purposes. Running of clown repellent. Apparently so. I guess I need to get more. I need to get more Max Repel. Because it ain't working. It ain't working. I guess that means I'm on Victory Road, so repels don't work on Victory Road. So this person apparently had deleted their Twitter account, allegedly. I mean, I haven't seen any of this, so I don't follow these idiots. So, whatever. Apparently she had deleted her Twitter account. And then someone had brought back the Twitter account with like a skull and crossbones and a very edgy banner and edgy title and all this other stuff. And so Foamy, our good friend Foamy, decided that, without talking to this person or investigating at all, decided that it was either Sam or myself that had stolen the @ on Twitter and created this account without doing any sort of research whatsoever. Just decided that it was one of us that did it, and accused Sam directly and accused me very subtly. Not Reeler, no, not Reeler. One of Reeler's alternate personalities. Yeah, one of Reeler's alternate personalities on Twitter. Decided that it was myself or Sam that did this, obviously, because obviously, you know, we don't have lives. I mean, we don't have lives, clearly. Like myself, Sam, we just are constantly on the internet, constantly hitting that F5, refresh on 17 different Twitter accounts to make sure that no one's blocked us. Yeah, that's us, right? Because that's what they do. That's what they do, so that's what everyone else does, right? Yeah, exactly, Ellie. And then, so the funniest part was, call your manager. The funniest part was that literally within like 3 hours of this idiot coming on and just spreading his asshole on Twitter, the person who originally owned the Twitter account goes on the Twitter account and says, "This is actually me. I did this because I don't want anyone following me anymore, blah, blah, blah." And like it turns out that it was the person who owned the Twitter account the entire time, because they wanted to avoid drama, and then you have this bumbling idiot creating more drama. I do, yeah. I have a billion burner accounts. Apparently, I have 6 accounts on the Kiwi farms, 6 or 7 accounts on the Kiwi farms. Apparently, I mean, news to me. But hey, I guess I'm Nick Ricada too. I guess I am Nick Ricada as well. We are all Nick Ricada. No, I was joking with Samantha. I was saying, it's like, Samantha, Sam, God damn it, we have found out who has done it. It was that fucking hacker known as 4chan, Sam Hyde. please have the link to call this YouTube live stream? Absolutely. Allegedly, yes. Allegedly. Let me see if I have that still. I have to grab it. I have to grab it again here. Sam's in the Sam's in the studio. I was just talking about you, Sam. I was just talking about how we figured out who the culprit was behind the Twitter shenanigans, and it was the hacker known as 4chan. God damn it, Sam Hyde did it again. God damn it. If you're joining the Discord studio, by the way, please do just mute the stream so you don't hear yourself over and over again. Heard a certain snack tray master accused Vic of having burner accounts too. Maybe I'm Vic Mignogna too. Maybe I am all the burner accounts for Vic Mignogna. Maybe I'm just 3 Vic Mignognas in a human suit. I am Spartacus. Maybe I am just 3 Vic Mignognas in a human suit. Because you know Vic is that short, right? That's why he has to wear those pants. That's why he has to wear those pants so tight, right? Yeah, exactly. Like I don't understand where people get in their fucking brain that like most celebrities run their own social media accounts while they're constantly busy doing other things. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, where do people think that, you know, Vic Mignogna and Quentin have other people running their Twitter accounts for them? How fucking dare they? What do you think they're doing? Like, good Lord. They have stuff to do. They have lives. They are not constantly online like you. They don't live in their parents' basements. Jesus Jones. He's a pipsqueak. Don't let him hear you say that. Oh my goodness. So we'll be starting the viewer calls here very shortly. If anyone is unable to make it, like unable to stay for like another hour, we'll be doing it for like the next hour or two. If you need to get in here right away because you got something to do, please just let me know. I'll get you in here first. Please just let me know. I will get you in first. I love how they try to pass that off as disingenuous. Exactly. Like they have no idea. They have no idea. I guess if you're on Twitter, the rule is you're on Twitter, you have to have your real name. You can't have a username. You have to have your real photo. You have to post your address. You have to be on Twitter all the time, and you're not allowed to let anybody else use it. That's the rule. Remember how people accusing Quentin of having sock accounts? You have to teach them how to use. You teach the man how to use Apple Pay. Well, I was just talking, Sam. I was just talking about some brain dead League of Legends streamer who was super salty that he didn't get in on Quentin's fan games. I was saying how I'm pretty sure that, you know, I mean, I don't know if Quentin actually played League of Legends. If he did, shame on him. Shame on you, Quentin, if you played League of Legends. What I would do, I would literally go out and hire someone to go on my account and play for me while I talked over the video, because I am not touching that game at all. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Shamelessly, by the way. There's no way I'm touching that game. Shame on Quentin for playing League of Legends. No, he didn't. Shame on him. Should have convinced him to play Raid Shadow Legends. Thanks for the sponsorship. I do have a Twitch, an opportunity for a Twitch sponsorship for Raid. I'm just not sure if I want to do it. You can't talk and play games at the same time unless you're talking to. Well, this is the thing. It's like I no lie. If I'm doing it for like a big event, there's no fucking way I'm making an ass of myself. There's no way I'm making an ass of myself. I am hiring a professional to play for me. I don't give a fuck. I will. You tried playing Metal Gear once and it was too hard for him. Boomer doesn't understand League. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's like, no, this idiot League of Legends streamer tried to say, it's like, oh, he's guilty of being creepy because he played League of Legends twice and invited people to invited people to a voice call and then never played League again. I'm like, I'm surprised he made it to 2 games. I wouldn't even play 1. So, Jesus Christ. I was gonna give him shit. I'm like, if you've played more than 2 games of League of Legends, sir, we need to have a chat. We need to have a talk. Your incompetence is part of your charm. Oh my goodness, Ragnarok Knight. So yeah, that was pretty funny. But folks, next week, let's talk about next week. Let's talk about that, shall we? December 4th. December 4th. You think people would do that? Go on the internet and impersonate celebrities? Never. Never do that. December 4th. Oh boy, it's going to be a stream. It's going to be a stream, let me tell you. So first of all, it is, I'm going to give a shout out to Drexel. Because it is, it's Drexel's 1-year anniversary of podcasting. And so he is having an all-star podcast on his MGTOW podcast. I don't have the link handy right now, but if somebody does, if one of the mods, I know one of the mods is around there, but if the mods have the link to the MGTOW podcast, please do post it. It is a 1-year anniversary. I'm going to try to get on there before the show on Saturday. Nobody lies on the internet. Exactly. You know when that check mark is on? It's totally that. It's 100% that you're friends with Sonic the Hedgehog. So, first of all, it's Drexel's 1 year of podcasting. He's going to have an all-star podcast, so be sure to check that out. But mark some time because 6 p.m. Eastern time next Saturday, we are having the Funimation voice actor, and I'm really sorry if I mispronounce your name, Eric Rolon on the show. He is most famously known for his roles in My Hero Academia and Black Clover. He's well renowned for his Black Clover role, even though I think he only played like 1 or 2 episodes, but he was much better in that role. According to what I've seen, I don't watch these animes that much. But he famously played Kendo Reppa. There we go. There's the MGTOW podcast. Go check it out. Go subscribe to that channel as well. And check out Drexel because he is a very entertaining son of a bitch. He is very based. So the voice actor that I'm interviewing next week, Eric Rolon, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm hoping I am. He voices famously Kendo Rappa from My Hero Academia. He's very tied into the My Hero Academia crew, and he is incredibly based. He is Christian. He is attractive, and he is, what I can tell, very successful. I think he started into voice acting in 2015, and he landed a major villain in My Hero Academia within like 5 years. That's insane. That's incredibly good. He's done a lot of additional voices, a lot of background voices. He's been a part of a lot of different animes. And he is on the hot seat right now, or was on the hot seat. He caught a lot of criticism, which I'm sure he's sitting back smiling now considering the verdict. But he caught a lot of controversy from a lot of notable voice actors within Funimation for supporting Kyle Rittenhouse. So he openly was campaigning and cheering, not campaigning per se, but he was lobbying for Kyle Rittenhouse for an acquittal. It was definitely his old social media manager, a young man from England who plays Kingdom Hearts. Oh. That's Quentin's, right? Yeah. So, 4 doors, more oars. Yeah, I was surprised. I was hopeful that Kyle was going to get a full acquittal. I was not expecting it. Hello, Stacy. How you doing? I was not expecting it to happen, because looking at the situation, I thought, at least one of the lesser charges was going to go through. I'm happy for Kyle. I'm very happy for Kyle that he got full acquittal. Yeah. So Eric was very, very openly supporting Kyle Rittenhouse, and he caught the attention of Chris Rager. Caught the attention and criticism of Chris Rager of a certain long arm girl, and I don't remember if there was anybody else that openly went after him on Twitter. But he's not. So Eric is not part of the super clique. He's not part of the super clique. He does have a lot of connections to. He's not. No, it doesn't. I haven't seen anything that connected him to the Kick Vic crew there, Andrea. But he has agreed to come on the show next week. He has agreed to come on the show next week, December 4th. We're going to have an exclusive interview with him. I don't mean exclusive. I mean, I don't know if he's going to interview anywhere else, but he's going to interview here first. He's going to interview on our show first. We're going to get him on the show. And I have already cleared that anything is on the table. I asked him if he wanted to. I asked him if there's anything that he wants to be off limits or avoid or anything else like that. He says he's a completely open book. Everything is on the table. So we're going to have a very interesting conversation next week with Eric Rolon. And I want to tell folks, if you have a question for Eric, get your questions in now or early in the stream next week. Like, super chat your questions in to guarantee me to ask them, because I have a feeling we're going to have a very, very interesting conversation, and I don't want to miss anything. But he has connections to a number of people who are in the Kick Vic area. Certain individuals. I'm sure you could take a look over it. But I took a look over everything. I couldn't see his opinion if he had one. But I'm very, very interested to see what his experience has been like being a Christian voice actor in a company that appears to be very anti-Christian. So I'm very, very interested to see what his experience has been like. And we're gonna ask some fluff questions to start, and we're gonna get into the hard stuff about a half an hour in, so give people some time to filter in. So that is the plan next week. So folks, don't miss that. Everything is on the table. Everything is on the table. So the plan is we're gonna try to get him to talk a little bit about himself. Let us know how let us know his history in voice acting, because he's done voice acting, he's done directing. Yes, email me some questions. If you want to guarantee that I ask them, super chat in some questions, and I will make absolutely sure that I get those questions asked. Can't guarantee I'll get answers, but I'll definitely guarantee that I will ask them. So do that, and I will very, very much so get those going. But the idea is I want to get a little. I want to get to know him a little bit. So the first like half an hour or so, I'm going to dedicate to trying to get to know a little bit about him, his history, his background, how he got into it, his directing, because he's been part of a lot of productions. He's been a part of a lot of productions, and it seems as though because he's not getting a lot of major roles, it may, like, this is my speculation. I haven't talked to him about it. This is my speculation that because he's hitting all the pillars, he's Christian, he's attractive, he's apparently moderately successful, and he's talented. So it seems as though he's hitting all the benchmarks of a Vic Mignogna, and the group, the Super Click, might be pulling some strings to keep him from getting big roles. Because his Kendo Reppa role was probably one of his biggest, well, it was his biggest, and in one of a very, very big animes, and he hasn't really gotten anything since. So I'm curious as to what his experience is, and we're going to talk all about that next week. So I'm very, very interested to see, because there's a lot of people online, because I've been reading fan discussions about it, and people really, really liked him in Black Clover, and people really didn't like him in My Hero Academia for whatever reason. They said that they curiously enough, it seems the general fan consensus was that he was forced into the role. They forced him into the role. I'm not sure what that means, but again, I haven't heard his performance, so I can't speak to it. I'm just reading fan people on Twitter and Reddit and other forums. The general consensus was they really enjoyed him in Black Clover because it really suited him and his talents, but they felt like he was forced into the role in My Hero Academia. So I'm very curious as to what is going on behind the scenes there. We're going to get some more insight, hopefully, into Funimation, more insight into his experience there, his experience with certain voice actors, because Chris Rager openly came out after him when he shared Nick Rekieta's coverage. Clearly the best coverage by consensus, by universal consensus. Nick Rekieta had the best coverage of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. And I mean, why wouldn't anybody share that stream? Eric shared the stream and got shit on by so many people for the cardinal sin of sharing Nick Rekieta's stream. So I'm curious to see what he has watched of Nick Rekieta, if he's up to speed on the stuff that happened with Vic, if he's heard about the stuff that's happened with Vic, if he has any backroom news or insight as to what was shared or said at Funimation. We're gonna hopefully find out all of these answers next week. So please tune in. It's gonna be a very good one. I think it's gonna be a spicy one. He's very excited to talk. I can say that. He is very, very chomping at the bit to talk. So this is gonna be very, very interesting. It's gonna be very, very interesting. It seems like the Funimation as a whole is very anti-Christian, and the Christians that are there have to just keep their head down and keep their mouth shut. And so I want to see if that's the case, and if this is a company-wide thing, or if it's just a very small pocket of individuals that have an inordinate amount of power. How dare you share neutral information coverage by an independent creator, not a biased corporate media? No, it's going to be very interesting next week. He believed not only Rekieta's stream was biased, but inaccurate. Also, Rager applauded that solely because Nick ripped him apart. They're still sore, but nothing to do with them. Well, that was the thing. It's like, why would you share someone who openly attacked your coworkers? Well, maybe your coworkers are giant raging assholes to you. Maybe. I mean, maybe I'm sharing it because my coworkers are festering ass wipes to me. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just sharing it because it's good content, but hey. We'll find out. We have him on stream next week. I hopefully have him on long enough to get a bunch of info. Regarding him, about a bunch of info regarding any insight into his situation, what he's been dealing with, because like we only saw the surface, right? We haven't seen any of the DMs that he's gotten. We haven't seen any of the back room, if he got any repercussions at work or through his colleagues. So all of this stuff, there's lots of questions asked. Feel like it's an entertainment industry problem if you're Christian or even lean slightly politically centered. It can be harder. I think so. I think so too, and I don't think that's right. I don't think that religion has anything to do with how you can voice a character. I don't think it has a place in the entertainment industry. I think it's wrong that voice actors continually try to push their own biases. This is a large criticism I see of Christian actors in general, is that people criticize Christian actors for pushing their religion on people through the roles. But here we are. We have Jamie Markey. We have Monica Rial pushing their personal politics on people through their voice acting. By changing dubs, by changing meanings of entire things. We have entire dubbing studios pushing their personal politics on people. So how can you criticize Christians for quote unquote pushing their religion on people and pushing their values on people through their acting, and then do the exact same fucking thing that you're accusing them of. Makes no sense to me. Honestly, it makes no sense to me. So, I mean, I'm not Christian. And like, I don't go out and seek Christian content. But here's the thing. It's like, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, right? You can't have it like, I'm going to push my politics and I'm not going to let anyone else do theirs. That's dumb. That's stupid. Shouldn't be that way. You learn that way the folks are not about being hypocritical. Like, exactly. It's just another thing in the hat. It's just another feather in the cap. But, you know, I again, either side, just go out and voice the goddamn character. Don't push your stupid political politics. There's no room for that nonsense. Just go out and do your thing. If you're talented at what you do, if it's part of the theme, then go for it. If it's passionate for you, then go for it. But I think what it comes down to is they see that Eric has the potential to be really charismatic, be really successful, and I think people are holding him down. And I think him getting... See, this is something that I experienced. This is not me tooting my own horn. This is something that I experienced when I was LARPing. Small story before we open up the phone lines. This is an experience that I had when I was LARPing. I'm a very talented LARPer, like actor, in terms of like going out and acting for the character and blah, 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 blah. I've been told this by many, 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 many people. And I'm brand new to LARPing in general. So like I can fight well with the weapons and like the boffers and stuff, like the actual physical weapon LARPs. I can fight well and I can act well. And there are people that had gone to these LARPs that had been there for several years that quote unquote paid their dues and didn't get a part of, like, they weren't prominent in any plots, whatever else, until like several years down the road. And here I am showing up on the doorstep and I'm like, boom, 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 getting involved in stuff. And people attack me for it. Because, you know, you have to pay your dues, right? Pay your dues. Kiss the ring. Have to sit in the couch. So I think there's a bit of that going on. At Funimation. I think there is people that might be a bit threatened by talented individuals such as Eric and others. Exactly. What are you, a fucking union? Like, seriously. What are you, a fucking union? Oh my God. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. We're going to talk with Eric. Yeah, it's kind of like a hazing thing where it's like, oh, they're not allowed to have these roles. The fact that Eric got a major villain in a really, really popular big anime within like the first 5 years of him voice acting. I'm just going by his film credits. I think he started in 2015, 2016, and he got Kendo Reppa like right fucking away. So like the fact that happened, I think that probably pissed a lot of people off. Because I figure, you know, the one dude who's sitting there with his hat on to hide his bald spot, probably voices all the big bads, right? Maybe it rustled him a little bit. All right, we're gonna start pulling people on here. We're gonna start with our Supreme Knucklehead, because that is the benefits here. How the hell do I do this? Invite to speak. There we go. We're gonna pull on Harima here in just a moment. If you would like to talk, I know you're in the studio. Sabbath, I'm not sure if he was in charge of casting in that particular moment, or if this was something that went over Sabbath's head. I'm curious. We're gonna find out the answers. Hopefully, we're gonna find out the answers next week. Maybe. But tune in next week and we'll find it. So I'm gonna invite a couple people here. There's people that want to speak. I'm going to invite y'all to speak. Get Andrea as well and Roxas. Pulling 3 at a time. So yeah, we're going to find out next week. Hopefully. Just here to vibe, don't pull you in, no worries. It just invites you to speak. It doesn't mean that you have to take it. Pulling. We'll try to invite Gav. There we go. Hey, Gav.
Which?
Speaking of which, everybody hear Gav okay? We have Andrea.
Hello, everybody. I'm back.
Hey.
Again. Okay. Don't ask why.
Welcome, Gav and Andrea. Oh, did we lose somebody? Oh, no. Never mind. It just pulls you up from that thing. Okay. There we go. Link for the call-in. Let me get that for y'all. 1 second here. You want to join the Discord conversation? There you go. That's the link to the studio. If you want to permanently join the Cluckleheads Discord, by the way, it is you can join the Patreon, which is just in the top corner over there, in the top left corner, or you can join. You can subscribe free on Twitch with the Twitch Prime subscriptions, or you can join the channel, the YouTube channel, for $5 a month. $5 gets you basically permanent Discord access, because I always forget to remove people from Discord. So, how the heck is everybody?
Well, we're still living in this ever-growing crazy world that we currently live in, so I guess pretty good.
That's pretty
I'm okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good to hear from you guys again.
Hey,
likewise.
Yeah.
I
don't. Oh, go ahead, Gav.
I just want to say I hope everyone had a lovely Thanksgiving for anyone who's American.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Actually tried a couple things. It involved rum. No, nothing too extreme. Ever heard of a pumpkin rum spice cake?
Oh,
I
yes.
have not.
Neither did I until now. It came out pretty good, though unfortunately it's considered deconstructed because it couldn't keep its shape, but it's very addicting.
Well, it all ends up in the same place and gets drunk. That's the main thing.
Exactly. Although I think I cooked it enough to, or at least cooked out enough alcohol to avoid that last part, but you'll still get the flavor.
Oops.
That's awesome.
Crum, I actually did have a question in regards to the future convention you wanted to have, the one that's being hosted by an anti-clown. I know you can't have Funimation voice actors, but I did have a request for one who, last I checked, isn't funny.
Okay.
Had you ever heard of Reuben Langdon?
I've heard the name.
He is the voice actor for Dante from Devil May Cry and Ken from Street Fighter, and he's also worked with Vic on his independent show called Star Trek Continues.
Okay. Yeah.
He's recently come under a bit of fire from the crazy side because he has dared to speak his mind, saying how certain organizations are good for said communities but have currently been hijacked, which I agree upon.
I might have to reach out to him.
Please do. I promise you won't regret it.
Yeah.
I think I heard of this briefly. Did something not happen a few years ago that kind of got him off the games?
Yes. He was with Toy Bounty Hunters, actually, and Yellow Flash, and was curious of what happened recently with Vic in like the earlier stages of the Kick Vic scenario. You can actually find the video online. It's kind of disgusting with how some people tried to smear him, especially since he recently avoided getting shot in, I think it was Cuba or such. Someone made a neat joke saying that Royal Guard was the best defense.
Oh, wow.
Wait, hold on. What was this about Cuba?
I think it was Cuba or somewhere else. Please don't quote me, but he and a friend were driving somewhere and were shot at by someone. No one was hurt, though.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to bring in Hinata, who's waiting here as well. I'll invite to speak here. Welcome, Hinata.
It's Stacy. Hello.
Hello, Stacy. How are you doing?
Hey, Stacy.
Hey. I'm fine.
I love your icon. Very pretty. Very bright.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, welcome and happy American Turkey Weekend.
Still another less than a month for my Turkey Day.
Oh. There you go. Got any special plans for that turkey there, Gav?
Oh, no, just usual butter, salt, cook, rest.
Sounds good.
No, nothing too exciting. But we'll probably do the veg the day before and do the meat on the actual day of Christmas.
There you go.
And drinks. Drink.
Gotta have the drinks.
Always important. Be a
Yes.
cardinal sin if you didn't.
Yeah, well, I don't drink too much, but like when I do, I like to indulge.
I also can't drink too much because I live alone, so I'm driving myself to places. Last thing I need to do is get myself in trouble. So I have been able to get quite a few drinks lately because I've been fortunate enough to recently go to Germany and California, so I had other people sort of drive for me.
Yes, you mentioned. How was your training in California? Was it?
Well,
Was that a fever dream?
No. It was real. I'm in the Army Reserves as an illustrator, and I got an offer to go to California to help support some people who were trying to reclass to a different job, and but none of them were my job, which is 25 mic multimedia illustrator. Although that title is currently being changed over, so I'm going to be doing camera work soon. But basically, they needed someone to make products, and so me and another person in my unit went over to help them.
That's
That's
amazing.
just absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, you'd actually like the first thing I did. They were calling themselves Psyducks because Psy was in their name.
God.
Yeah, because we're psychological operations or PsyOps. So I made a cute little Psyduck with a red beret.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
And it goes
my
to them for
goodness.
the idea.
That's fantastic.
I was actually supposed to be at a gig tonight, but I got sick, so I said I better stay
no.
home. Yeah, it was supposed to be Eagle to Death Metal.
I think you're in luck. Doesn't alcohol have a few healing properties to a point? Like, I know it's bad to excess, but you look at stuff like Robitussin, and they've got 10% alcohol in it, don't they?
I don't know, but no, I said I better stay at home. Like the gig wasn't that expensive, and I cancelled the ticket, which is something you weren't able to do many years ago. But obviously, since the world has gone on fire, you're allowed to do it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, we have a
Yeah.
new variant coming up.
Yeah,
very
and,
convenient, isn't it?
Apparently, it's some form of Decepticon,
Yeah.
Unicron variant.
It's called Omnicron.
Unicron variant.
It's called stupid, and it needs to end.
Welcome, Harima.
Hey,
How you doing?
Hello.
I'm alright. I had to put down the Switch.
Oh no.
World
Was it
problems.
sick?
No! I'm the sick one. I'm the sick bastard who still continues to hunt for a shiny Turtwig after 3 continuous days.
I understand your frustration. Makes you feel better. I've been getting frustrated by unable to find a Mudkip.
Oh man, I've caught a Charmander, a Torchic, and a Chikorita recently.
This is why I don't game. I'll just throw the stuff. I'm too
To be fair,
impatient.
I'm doing something that isn't normally, isn't normal gameplay to begin with. Although I might as well be the insane one and just pop up a copy of my original Diamond and just see if I can get a shiny faster. Because apparently I can't get. I have terrible luck with the reduced odds. How does that even work?
I don't know, man. Haven't made a game yet, couldn't tell you. But I believe it does have to do with RNG. There are some incredible people there who know hack abilities, and I don't mean as in hackers, but like game hacks.
Yeah.
But sadly, I'm not one of them.
Bro, I have to say, I'm admiring your balls on your shelf.
You like my balls?
Yes, on your shelf, they're very pretty.
I have a good collection. I like to display them.
I only have the one.
I have no comment.
Got a few master balls there. You got a few
I
master
would
balls
say,
anywhere?
aren't you missing one if you only have the one?
I don't have any Master Balls. No, I have my from the top. There's the Pokeball. There's the Dusk Ball. The Quick Ball's hiding behind my little pop figurine Derpy. The Luxury Ball and the Premier Ball. I don't think I
just
have any
have
of the other ones.
Very
I
flashy.
only have the Pokeball.
Yeah. They were selling them in like 2 packs. It's like at Costco they had like a bunch of EV, like it was with the EV lunchbox, I think, and you get like 2 Pokeballs and an EV lunchbox. I'm like, hell yeah, give me that.
When this pandemic started, I got back into Pokemon and I started buying Pokemon cards, and I was like, the prices, they're kind of
Skyrocket.
No. I got into it before Logan Paul, and then the Logan Paul thing happened. I went, nope, I'm out.
And the first game I started playing was Darkest Dungeon. I felt like it was appropriate with everybody going mad and such. It just was more mental than physical.
Well, Costco is your friend now because they finally got on board with getting Pokemon cards, and they finally got on board with getting Magic cards. You can get Magic packs now. They have draft kits at Costco right now, where you get 2 starter packs that you can put on to Magic the Gathering Arena, and you get 6 or 7 draft packs for like $30. Insane. So cheap. And like the Pokeballs, like the Pokeball sets there with the EV lunchbox, each Pokeball comes with 3 packs, and the EV lunchbox comes with like 6 or 7 packs for like $30. So cheap, and it's really, really good.
Did anyone get anything nice for Black Friday?
Hey, I'm not going out to those stores with that mob.
No.
You're better off ordering online.
Online, that's what I mean, yeah.
Nah,
Things.
I'm here for Cyber Monday.
I got a computer not from any store. I went on Kijiji. It's like a classified ads. I'm pretty sure you guys might have Kijijis. I'm grifting for Costco. I went on Kijiji and I found a computer. It's an Acer Predator G. It's an oldie. It's from like 2010. It looks really it looks newer though. But this Mamma Jamma, when it first came out, it was like $2,000, and I got it for $250.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. So I learned my lesson from last time. I didn't set it up before the stream. Because I'm going to take all of the stuff out of my current PC and put it in this one too. Because it has another space for a second GPU. So I'm going to take my GPU, my 1050 Ti. This one has a 900, like a GTX 900 in it. I'm going to put the 1050 Ti in it with the 900, and it's going to hum like a bastard. But I'm going to take all the RAM out of my PC, put it in this one. It's going to have 30 gigs of RAM when we're all said and done. So it's going to be a monster of a machine, provided I don't blow it up. But it's pretty much foolproof from what I can see in there. There's not much I can fuck up this time.
You didn't hear anything.
It was
Did
perfect
not-
timing. Perfect timing.
We heard it.
Damn it.
I'm going to pull in Fairy Tale Fan. I'm waiting patiently. Come on and join the conversation. I see Tom and Sam. If y'all want to join in, just raise your hand.
Hey, man. Nice to meet you.
Welcome, Fairy Tale Fan.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
How are
today?
you?
Doing good. How are you?
Great. Yeah, and just to tell you about my Black Friday,
Yes.
the mall
let's
was
hear it.
basically dead.
Really?
Really? Wow.
Except
Wow.
I had to wait 5 minutes to get into a store.
Oh wow.
People
You know,
have kind of
5
wised
minutes
up.
is not that bad considering that New York New York City Comic Con, a 3-hour wait.
Excuse
Damn.
Yeah, and this
hours.
is from Southern California.
Oh, you're in Southern California?
Yeah.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. You don't have to deal with freezing temperatures.
Yeah.
A lucky bastard.
I was actually around San Jose. The weather was actually pretty nice, though it was constantly windy, and whenever it got dark, it got cold.
Yeah. It was
Yeah, that's
freezing
like here in Oklahoma. It's been steady, kind of warm, and just gets cold at night.
Lots of
Well,
wildlife.
at the very most, it got to the mid-70s here.
Say the mid-70s?
Mid.
Yeah.
That's warm.
Okay.
Wow.
No, that's
I'm tempted
like
to set the house on fire
burns
just
us.
to keep warm.
The 70 is just no, we melt.
Exactly.
It's
Our
around
summer only
40.
lasts
That's like a comfortable
summer lasts
temperature
like
here.
2 weeks, and it's like at the most maybe 27 degrees, and that's like hell for us.
My goodness. Holy cow.
Wow.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to tell you guys I'll be hopefully meeting Rob Liefeld at LA Comic-Con next weekend.
Oh, very cool.
Congrats.
Just be cautious with how much he charges, because I know if it's like if you get New Mutants 98 side by him, it's like £100.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's really kind of being like, "Hey, my money."
I mean, people will pay it, though. That's the crazy part.
That's kind of the point, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
charge outlandishly, thinking that no one's gonna get it, and then some people do, and then you're like, well, how far can we take this bad boy?
Exactly.
The price is right.
For
Fuck
£100,
that.
I would
No
expect him
more.
to draw me some
It's
feet.
like $30 or $40. Fuck that.
Wait, what?
Not only him, but also Jim Starlin, the creator of Thanos, is also going to be there.
Oh, very cool.
He charges reasonably, from what I understand. I collect comic books, if you didn't realize already.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Wow. My goodness. I have so much I need to look into for this convention that I want to put together. Before I get into that, though, Tom, welcome.
Ow.
Okay. Why are you trying to be Darth Kitty here?
Because I can.
Okay, Darth Neko. I don't know.
Hey, I'm the guy that Vic said I should cosplay as Darth Vader because I'm so damn tall.
Hey, there you go. I mean, to be fair.
Yeah. Hold
Everyone's
on.
taller.
Tom. Wait.
Yeah.
He said he was 5'9". Is that what he said?
Yep.
That dude is not
That's what he
fucking
told me.
5'9".
Well, if you go on my
5'9".
Twitter, if you go on my Twitter and you see a picture of us together, I make him look like a damn midget.
Dude, the dude is smaller than me.
So
He's a liar.
Shit.
Apart
So
from his
well,
gay
he said he was
trousers, he's a
5'9". I mean, it's not like I carry around a fucking yardstick.
Well, maybe you should.
Johnny Bosch is 5'9".
When I met him, he was wearing these big kind of New Rock boots, so he could be even smaller than that.
No, when I first met him, he was wearing a pair of sneakers, looked like New Balance sneakers.
Oh, there you go.
So,
He drank some milk.
Drank some milk. No, he liked that hot sauce that I gave him back in September.
That's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, the bomb sauce or whatever it is they use on the Hot One show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually bought an extra bottle of it for myself, and I tried it a month ago. A friend of mine took me to dinner, and there was New York strip steak available. So I said, "All right, let's crack this shit open and see what it's all about." And it's the type of sauce that you don't put on like an A1 steak sauce or anything like that. It's just you put it in drops.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, there's a lot of smoke in it, but it is very good.
Hmm.
You know, I wasn't having a reaction like Shaq when he was on the show and saying, you know, I'm going to be throwing up. Oh God, you know, this stuff, I can't handle it. You know, that sort of thing. No, I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
Now, my friend, on the other hand, she tried it and she about shot out of her chair. She didn't care for it at all. So,
Yeah, Vic likes the spicy
How you
stuff.
keep him, buddy?
what's that?
How you keep him, man?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
Oh, how have you been, Tom?
Sorry, I will speak slower.
I'm very tired. I'll be honest with you guys. I am very, very tired. I'm exhausted. This is probably, if I don't get any more money this week, after this week, I'm going to be out on the street, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Sorry
And
about that, Tom.
I tried to. I took my mom's flute today to a music store, hoping I might be able to get some money for it. And they made me such a low ball offer. I was like, get lost.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's a 1952 solid silver flute in the original case. It's not been, dicked around with. It's never been restored or anything like that. It's what you would call a survivor.
Right.
And unfortunately, the value is all over the place, from maybe a few thousand all the way up to $11,000.
What's the brand?
And
You'd have
the
to
guy's like,
auction it, I think, to get the price you're looking
yeah,
for.
he was telling me there's a site called Reverb or something.
Yeah, Reverb. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll probably list it on there tonight before I go to bed. But like I said, guys, if I don't get any money after this coming week, I'm fucked. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm 51 years old. I am so apprehensive right now. You just have no idea. And to top things off, I actually tried a job at a restaurant that's across the street from this motel as a dishwasher. And you know me, Crumb, I've got back issues, and I threw my back out the second night I was there.
Oh no.
They asked me to take out an enormous load of trash. And to top things off, there was no illumination outside. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and there's no lighting where their dumpster is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is wrong. I can't do this. I can't do this. So the next day, I was flat on my back all day. I mean, it was so swollen. So soon after that, they let me go, and now they're refusing to even give me a fucking paycheck.
Oh wow.
And I was like, you know what? You people really are a fucking piece of shit. You really are.
Wow.
That's bullshit. They still have to pay you for the 2 days you worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that, but they keep on making this big show of, well, there's no check in the safe for you. Why don't you call corporate and have them get a check out?
Whatever.
They like
what the fuck ever, man. Come on,
they like
guys.
a big chain.
Yeah, it's a big chain. It's a national chain.
Well, the fact that it's corporate stuff, I don't like. You're entitled to that money regardless.
Exactly.
Oh, I know it. I mean, I was hoping I'd have that money so that I could at least get my storage locker paid off this month. I don't want to lose what's in there. I've got my fucking theater is in there. My movies are in there.
Yeah.
What few possessions I have are in there. I can't take this shit, man. This is stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else I can do, guys. I mean, I'm out of options. I'm tired of seeing rejection letters in my inbox every day. I've tried at Target. Let's see, I tried at Walmart, tried at Costco, tried at BJ's, tried at Firestone Tires. Say again?
Walmart turned you down?
Yeah, Walmart turned me down because I failed their personality test.
Oh my fucking
again.
I can't believe they have a personality test. To be honest.
I have never even heard of that.
Well, to be fair, I guess they don't like the idea of someone being like, I don't know, what's his name, Dick Cheney, being a Walmart greeter and just telling everyone to go fuck themselves every time they come into the store.
Well, the thing is, I was in there earlier, just a little bit ago, and they had some guy who looked like he had seen too many days on a meth pipe greeting customers.
Oh my goodness. Jesus.
Yep.
Ken was asking you something in the chat there, Tom. I don't know if you saw it.
I am not in the chat right now. Give me a second.
Yep.
Let me roll back over here.
if that is how low the bar is over there, maybe they're saying you're overqualified. I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I have heard is that I'm overqualified.
Which means
The
they
thing
need to-
is that I have an exemplary sales record for retail. Best Buy turned me down too. Never mind the fact that I had a 1-day sales record when I worked at Computer City when I was in my 20s.
You just dumb down your resume if they're saying you're overqualified or whatever. I mean, that's
I
just
can act stupid. I'll be like, okay, give me a job. Okay.
Just out of curiosity, because obviously I don't live in the States, but you guys have like a social welfare where you can go back and do a course and they pay you?
I have no idea about that sort of thing. Only thing I can tell you right now, Gav, is that I did get a SNAP card,
Don't know what that
but
is.
that's just food assistance, and that's just barely anything.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no, because like when I finished my college course a few years ago, I was unemployed for about 6 months. Because
Yeah.
it's fucking hard.
yeah. Well, to top it off, Gav, I have a very serious learning disability where people can give me an auditory instruction, and it's like, say you go A, B, C, and D, and I'll get A and B, but not C and D, or I'll get A and C, but not B or D.
Yeah, I understand. I used to work in my first job. I used to work in a hotel, and I would have to write out my instructions, write them down, and I check them off my list.
Yeah, but even sometimes I'll still get it twisted around even when I'm writing it down.
Right, I get you.
Yeah. So, I mean, that makes it really hard. And to top it off, because of the fact that I broke my back years ago, I can't move fast enough for some of these fucking managers.
Yeah.
So
That's rough.
Why can't you try disability?
Oh yeah, I got turned down for that so many times I've lost count.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, not anymore. I mean, I could go on a rant, but Crumb's stream would get pulled down if I did. And I'm not going to do that to Crumb. I like her too much.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to be. I'm going to have a channel after next week because I'm going to have so many people reporting me.
Jesus,
yeah, you do like to kind of play with fire a little bit, don't you?
Well, I'm not planning. I'm not planning on Doug Tenapling, at least.
Hey, playing with fire is what's keeping us warm.
I saw
sometimes.
something about. He was saying something on Twitter this week about Earthworm Jim is not a political character or not supposed to be a political character or something along those lines. I didn't.
I mean, he made the character.
Yeah.
He can decide if that's not the case.
It's not meant to be a political character. He never put his personal views in on Earthworm Jim. Supporting characters potentially. I mean, like in the comic book, the farmer was very much like, in my opinion, it was very much it was close to him and his values. But Earthworm Jim as the character, Jim never was a political vehicle for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that they did that Intelplay did now that they're releasing a new cartoon for Earthworm Jim is they made him come out, like they made Jim come out and support trans rights and all this other bullshit. And it's like, no one fucking asked for that. Nobody in the trans community
Oh, the corporate pandering.
So
see, I hate when that stuff is so forced because it's so not necessary. And I think the greatest recent example is like freaking High Guardian Stupid Spice.
Yes.
Well, I'll give you one that's even closer. I'll give you one that's even closer than that. Is when when DC decided this bullshit with John Kent is going to be a bisexual person now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Drove into the ground.
And I'm like, this is fucking crap. And of course, now the book.
Check out.
Now the book where the character comes out has now become a spec book and is shooting up.
Welcome, Sam. By the way.
Hello. Oh yeah, shameless plug, but yeah, go check out. It's a really cool guy I've had the pleasure of talking to and whatever lately. Manga Common.
Yes, I
Kanen.
was just watching his critique on High Guardian Spice today.
Yeah,
mean
he
discount
is
Steven Universe?
hilarious. He is
I'm
hilarious.
out then.
But no, I was gonna say like that kind of stuff doesn't need to be forced because there's
Exactly.
so many other like animes specifically where like that stuff like you'll have like a trans or a gay character, but
Yeah.
like it's not like I don't know how to explain it. Like the only example I can think of is like in I don't know if anyone here has watched Gintama.
I've
Heard of it, but not seen it.
So yeah, it's basically it's basically set in like a futuristic version of feudal Japan. It's got samurai and yeah, like the main thing is samurai. And there is a character in it, I think her name is QB, and she was born into a samurai family, but obviously, you know, she was a girl and her father was the head of the clan and he didn't want a girl. He wanted a son. And so he raised her as a boy.
Yeah.
And so by the time she got into adulthood, she was like, I don't know what I am. I guess I'll just be me. So she's kind of like androgynous, I guess non-binary. But like that was a really wholesome part of the plot and like you empathized with her. It was you saw her journey and you saw, you know, all the dynamics with her father, and I'm sure a lot of like trans people could probably relate to that. You know, your parent not accepting you how you are. It's like you can have that kind of character in a story and make it work really, really well. But when it's, you know, forced down your throat and it seems just so cheap and fake.
Yeah,
people see right through that.
I'll be honest with you, Samantha. I just call it bullshit.
That's the easiest way to put it. Yeah.
That's the one thing I used to get in trouble with when I was in college. Is that my English comp teachers always said, you just go for this. You just go for it. You don't elaborate or anything like that. You don't fluff your stories out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to take the Hemingway approach, yeah, sure, why not?
Well, Harima, I think I told you this. I know I told Crumb this. I am a published author from a few years ago.
I'm not denying it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, you gotta make the stuff relevant, right? Like,
well, I mean, the newspaper editor always liked my stories. He was like totally impressed.
Yeah.
So,
you have to make it.
You went to college. I haven't.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
I said, at least you went to college. I didn't.
Yeah, I went to college. I got a couple of degrees. So, but that's another thing too. That's another thing too. Is that seems as though a lot of these jobs that I'm qualified to do. Oh, you need to have a bachelor's degree. You need to have a master's degree. And my thought on that is just because you have that piece of paper doesn't mean you know jack shit.
It's true.
Exactly.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, it seems kind of like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because I remember when I was in university, and then I was in business school, and I got my degree from that. Like when I was in college, you know, I kept getting denied for promotions or better jobs I wanted. They'd be like, well, you know, maybe after college, maybe when you have your degree. And then when I graduated and I tried applying for jobs that I wanted, they were like, well, you need a little more, you know, after college experience. Well, you need this. Well, you need that. Oh, actually, you're too experienced. You have too much experience. And it's like, you can't fucking win.
Well,
yeah, it's
I've
insane.
heard that story so many fucking times. I'll give you an example right now, Samantha. I used to be an IT consultant years ago, and I got hired on at CSX to do a project, and they wanted to merge 7 email systems into Microsoft Exchange 4.0. And I said, okay, fine. And the supervisor was really impressed, and I was working through a temporary agency at the time, and he says, I'm going to bring you on because you do such good work. Oh, and then come to find out, he says, oh, you don't have a bachelor's degree? I'm sorry, we can't have you. And by then, this project was finished 3 months ahead of schedule because I thought, okay, fine, I can just keep going and keep everybody impressed. And so basically, I worked myself out of a job.
Yeah,
it's bonkers. It really is.
It's
one thing I
actually
always
quite
talk
a
about
big
is
squat.
no, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, it's one thing I always talk about with people because like I've been in most levels of a job, right? I've been the grunt, I've been the supervisor, I've been the manager, and I tell people all the time, it's like, look, if a job is not working for you, then you're working exclusively for the job, and that's not a good thing because if an employer isn't working for you, they don't care about you. They're just going to tag you along. I see it all the time. Where it's just like they bait you a little bit, bait you a little bit, but you're never going to get what you want out of it. Do the thing that you want to do. Now, if you're working for a job and they don't care about you, then just look at it as a paycheck and do what you want to do on the side, and then make that work for you. Like make your job work for you. Otherwise, you're just going to be working for your job, and then you're never going to get what you want.
Yeah. Well, I got
never
used to
give too
teaching
much.
people.
Never give too much.
I got used to teaching people what I used to do, Crum. And then when my parents passed away, my fucking family decided to defame me in public on Facebook in front of every fucking body. And that was the end of that gig right there. And I've never, ever forgiven them for that. And the bad thing is that you cannot go after somebody for defamation across state lines because it's so fucking expensive to do that.
Well, we're already seeing that, right? We're seeing that
What's
in a bunch
that?
of we're seeing it in a bunch of different cases right now, where the biggest hurdle to overcome in that situation is jurisdiction, right?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, but Crum, it's been now going on 5.5 years since my parents passed away, and I think the statute of limitations has run out on that.
No, statute of limitations is roughly 7 to 10 years, depending on the state. Usually the minimum is 7.
Well,
For
I guess
civil,
everybody pretty much knows me at this point. I mean, if you've seen my GoFundMe link, you know that I'm in the state of Florida. And they're out in the state of California.
You gotta get yourself out of Florida.
Continents there, man.
You gotta get yourself out of
What's
Florida,
that?
man.
You're on opposite ends of the continent, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, Tom, if you somehow manage to make it to California, then they'll just take care of you. They'll take you in like a lost kitten.
that's what I'm looking forward to.
I don't have the words, Crum. I'm going to pretend I did not hear that just now.
Have you considered maybe moving?
Yeah. Where am I going to go? I wanted to go up to Georgia. I wanted to actually be close to the Star Trek studio up there.
Well, then do it.
Come over here. We're a great.
Well, here's the problem: is that Georgia's got a nice little personal income tax thing on top of everything else. They tax you a lot, from what I understand.
Well, that's anywhere really. That's anywhere that's not
No,
like.
not really. Not here in the state of Florida. We don't have that.
Look,
Yeah,
if
Florida
it's not
does
better
have it,
than
but-
my old state, then I'm fairly certain that you'll be fine.
Well, right now, I mean, if I like I said, if I don't get any money, I'm going to be living the life of a fucking hobo next week.
Well, the nice part is that most places that have taxes, not all places, but most places that have taxes have communism, so and socialism. So they'll definitely take care of people that are not paying anything. That's a bonus of going to places where you're taxed. It sucks if you're working and they're taxing and they're taking your income. But the flip side of that is if you have no income and you're struggling, then you generally get taken care of.
Our social welfare is decent enough, but what we make up in certain areas, we dreadfully lack in others.
So Samantha, if I may ask you, how's your husband Quentin doing?
He's good. He is actually on the road now from his family in Cleveland. He's on the road to come pick me up. I'm staying with my brother in Omaha.
Nice.
And then we're going to our place in California. So cannot wait.
Exciting.
Good for you both.
Remember you called me the East Londoner when I did that London accent?
What's
Oh, you
that?
guys remember that?
Oh yeah,
He called me he said I sounded like an East Londoner when I was doing my English accent.
Yeah, I do remember that. But
So
now,
but
Sam,
yeah,
if
I've done that.
if you and Quentin start having a spurious addiction to soy milk, I think we're gonna have to have a serious talk.
well, he lived there for like
Tom,
30
shut
years.
up.
He lived there for
Yeah,
like 30 years, and he didn't let the soy get to his brain. So I
Those
think
30
we'll be
years,
okay.
the soy didn't exist.
All right, Crumb. In the words of a certain snack tray master, I don't recall.
Mhm.
Yeah, if his pants start shrinking and his glasses start getting thicker, then we have to be concerned.
Right.
I hope we have someone to blame
It might have
too.
been my tweet, but I'm not sure if it was my tweet. Can you rephrase the question and make it smaller, please?
You know how many hours I wasted watching those videos?
That was a great series. I don't know what you're talking about.
Many.
Well, the thing is that one of my earliest impressions was of a homosexual guy, and he sounded just like that. So I just added a little more lisp into it, and boom, there you go. There's Ron Soye for you.
Yeah.
I pray every day that comes
Did
back.
notice Monica changed her hairstyle, which
She
is
did.
if a woman changes her hairstyle, that means she's broken up with somebody.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just universal.
she's starting new.
She's shopping.
Trust me.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I still don't get why I've been seeing a lot of people lately who have just been so batshit insane with colored hair. I know maybe it's coincidence, but I've been seeing a lot of it.
It's the
Because
chemicals.
the colored hair is the sign
Yeah.
of the rebel, and they wants to be the rebels. But
Yeah,
also wanna be
newsflash,
virtuous and
they're not
shit.
rebels.
No, they're fucking nuts. They're conformists.
That's what kills me. Like,
Piper.
okay, if your opinion and your general like social stances are perfectly aligned with corporate America and the mainstream and Hollywood, and you don't get fucking threatened to be fired if you voice something a little different, yeah, no, you're not the counterculture anymore. You're not the resistance. You're not you're just not.
Corporate
absolutely
anarchy.
fucking
People
racist.
don't look to your work for your stupid political views. You look to it for escapism, and unfortunately, that's sort of been shrinking lately with all the increasing nut jobs that have been handed a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Look,
god!
it's manufactured though, because people who are scared and people who are broke and people who are like constantly on the edge of their seat, they're controllable.
Yeah.
You don't want escapism because if you give escapism, you give people hope, and you don't want to give people hope.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a lot of sheep in this world.
There's a lot of people that want to be led too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because it scares
I
them.
mean, look at those people that like in the people's
at least
temple
that's
back in the
my
70s.
like take. It seems like they just want to be comfortable. They don't want to be challenged. They don't want to grow.
Well,
They just want to be comfy.
That's one thing
So
I can
you're
actually
mean.
say. There was a game that was based on an anime, Psycho-Pass, that I played a while ago. It was on like the PlayStation 4. I played it, but Psycho-Pass really touched on a very interesting thing because I think this was very poignant to today's society. At one point, you're investigating like this thing of this mystery drug where everyone like they would take this drug and they would just be in complete euphoria and they would just they wouldn't eat, they wouldn't sleep, they were just like they didn't care about anything. It was just like a complete apathy pill. And people wanted to take this because they were tired of being like scared all the time. They were tired of being whatever else. And it's like you get to the one point where you're trying to like convince this girl. It's like, you don't take this drug anymore because if you do, then you're gonna be like permanently like a vegetable. And she's like, well, maybe I just don't want to care anymore. Maybe I just want to be in a situation where I don't have to be responsible for anything anymore. I don't have to care anymore. I don't have to think anymore. And that's what people are right now. Like people
They're
don't want
lazy
responsibility.
They're lazy and depressed.
Yeah.
It's the thing they don't tell you about adulthood.
That's
Hard.
what frustrates me a lot. Like I've found myself, butting heads with so many people over the course of my life who just yeah, it's like, I feel like I've, I guess I'll just speak for myself, for instance. It's like, I've tried to put in a lot of work on like myself. I've tried to, become better as a person and expand my thoughts and be open to other opinions. And it's not necessarily about being right, but I don't want to get stuck in an echo chamber. Like
Absolutely.
I do like looking at other opinions and stuff like that. And because it also helps you grow too.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps you expand but anyway, yeah, like just it seems like working on yourself is something that a lot of people are lacking. Like they're so concerned with what's going on with everybody else and what's going on around them, because I think, well, and to elaborate on that, they get so caught up in these social justice kind of movements because it makes them feel good. It gives them serotonin. It gives them some kind of purpose. They feel like they have an in-crowd because they don't want to look at themselves. They don't want to look inward. They're too scared of that.
Exactly
right. It's a paradoxical irony that these folks who are very active and vocal about world events and yet can't even look to themselves and be honest with themselves that there are flaws that they are not they refuse to take to part, because it forces them to admit that there are some flaws about them, or that there is something wrong with them, and at that point they just simply refuse to admit that.
Well, it's one thing I've noticed, and I think I've mentioned this before. It's one thing I noticed when I was streaming in the Pokemon community, that most of the successful Pokemon streamers, they are never allowed to have a bad day. Doesn't matter if they're sad or if their dog just died. They have to be positive all the time because they're not allowed to be negative, because if they're negative, everyone just leaves. And it's the same thing on social media. You have to be sparkling, sterling, clean, sanitized timeline, everything. You're not allowed to be wrong about anything on social media, because like that is the status of perfection. It's looked down upon if you even make a mistake, like a tiny mistake. And it's the craziest thing. But like I know a lot of younger people make this mistake. They get too far into their own heads about things. They refuse to acknowledge that, oh, well, maybe I'm wrong about this. Like I say, people come after me all the time. They're like, oh, you can never be wrong about anything. You always have to be right about everything. I'm like, no, prove me wrong, please. Prove me wrong. Because if I'm wrong, that means that the world is a better place. First of all, I'm generally a pessimist about most things. So if I'm wrong about something, that usually means good news. But prove me wrong about it, please.
Oh, you're not pessimist. You're just a realist.
Yeah. There's a very thin line between realism and pessimism.
People tell me, that, oh, you're so negative, Tom, you're so negative. And I'm like, no, I'm not negative. I'm a realist.
I think it also comes down to everyone sees the world differently in their own way.
Yes.
Like the way I see the world will be completely different to what, say, Rome or Andrew or Tom or anyone else in this chat. Yeah. I have my own view, and your view could be entirely different. Like I wouldn't be the same as someone who lives in a third world country.
Exactly.
They would see it entirely different to where I am.
Exactly. And it's very threatening, right? I mean, I see people attack, and I'm going to bring up Doug again, because like I love the guy. I love Doug TeNapel. Even though we're diametrically opposed on a bunch of different things, but I love the dude.
That is definitely something I'm sure that if anybody else in a particular, or I should say in the NPC community, ever hears about that, they'd be flipping their minds, because their minds would explode on the paradoxical conversation you guys had. It's like,
when I was on his show, people's minds were blown. Like when I was on his show the first time, like people were like, what's going on here? Like there's no fur flying. This is a conversation. This is like enlightening. What the heck's going on here? Like where's the blood? Where's the earth shattering kaboom? Like
right. Why aren't they screaming?
Yeah, I mentioned it before. That's a lot of people have forgotten to agree to disagree.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I think one big thing people have forgotten is that nobody is perfect.
Exactly.
Be
You
human.
take that back.
But speak for yourself.
But no. What I'm saying is,
If there's
to be
anyone who's
human is
perfect
to be
here, it happens to
imperfect.
be yours truly. See, no denier there. That's how wonderful I am.
But I see people attacking Doug TenNapel all the time about everything that he's done, quote unquote, wrong. But no one talks about all the good stuff that he's done. No one wants to give credit to him. No, it's the same thing for Vic, right? You see people that are against Vic. People don't want to give credit to Vic. People don't want to give credit to Quentin. Like, they don't want to give credit to Kyle Rittenhouse. They don't want to give credit to people that they don't want to see positively.
But I bet if you looked at those, if we looked at their lives with a magnifying glass, you'd see worse, if not,
bad.
just terrible shit. Like we've all done like something bad or
Absolutely.
something maybe not great. And it's like, we've all hurt someone at one point or another.
Absolutely.
We all have, whether intentionally or not. And it's like to villainize someone for being a human being, it's kind of crazy because it's like we should all be sharing that same experience.
There's an old saying, "Let he without sin cast the first stone."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or the other
I got a whole special ready for you.
The other phrase is people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that one's a good one.
Another sense of paradoxical irony, don't you think? Ones who preach that we should accept one another no matter what are often the quickest to agitate when even the slightest flaw is exposed.
Don't judge others, lest ye be judged yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what really, like, I don't know why I just randomly thought of this. I think because you said, Crumb, how we don't give people enough credit for things. In the midst of, our shit we were going through, someone on, the other side who is gay made a snide fucking comment about, Quentin and Samantha, they they just ran off and eloped, and straight people say that we ruined the sanctity of marriage, but that really ruins the sanctity of marriage because they just ran off and eloped and blah blah blah, and I bet Sam and Q don't even support gay marriage and blah blah blah. And that made me so angry because I was like, you know what, fuck you. When I was in high school, I had a few really good friends. One of them was a Christian, and the other one was gay. And then one day, out of the blue, my Christian friend started picking on my gay friend, and I would try to tell him, like, dude, don't do that. Leave him alone. Be nice. But one day, he did it so bad that my gay friend was like crying, and so I went up to him and I got in his fucking face. I was kind of pushing him a little bit, like I was fucking mad. And his mom demanded I get suspended, but they didn't suspend me, thankfully. But
that's a rarity.
Based school.
Yeah, and so we didn't speak for a few months until finally a couple years down the line, we're graduated high school at this point, on with our lives, and he's like, I realized how wrong I was, and you kind of helped me see that, and I'm really sorry, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, it's not me you got to apologize to, but appreciate the thought. But it's just like, how fucking dare you accuse me of that when it just people just they when people want to dehumanize you and just see you as nothing, they will say anything, it seems like.
And that's the thing. And I hope Ken is still in the audience somewhere. I know Ken was in the lobby earlier, but didn't put his hand up to join.
I don't see him.
God, Ken.
I don't see him.
Ken.
I know you said something. He was wanting to talk to me or something.
Yeah, he was mentioning something about workman's comp depending on your state.
Yeah, they went back to the you have to be there for at least 6 months, I think it was.
Unfortunate. That must be a Florida thing then, because some states are from day one. But but no, what I was going to say is I was hoping Ken was in the chat, because the next little bit I'm going to get into here is more of a psychoanalysis, and I think Ken would be great to chime in on it. But basically, what people generally lash out at, and this, you see this a lot with parents, right? You see a lot of butting heads with parents because you're so much like your parents, and like you hate that aspect about yourself, so you lash out at your parents for it because they have the same thing, and you nitpick and attack that. That's what that's what this stuff is. People see the traits they hate in themselves on other people, and they attack that because they feel like that's solving it within them. Right, like they say, "Oh, they're such a misogynist. Oh my God, blah 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 blah." But like they have that internally, and they're like they're fighting with that, and they have no idea how to deal with that. But they're gonna imprint that on somebody else and make that a troll to defeat, or like they're gonna make that a thing. So it's like that's a thing I have to destroy, and when by conquering that, I conquer it myself. Like this is a lot of what you're seeing.
You are the best and worst aspects of your parents.
I'd argue not everyone hates those said traits. I don't, at least, or I've never gotten that sort of self-hate, I guess, if that's the right word. I'd label it more so as demons are at least a part of it in a way, and just it's more of a way of accepting what said traits you like and dislike, and learn to work on it, or at least work around it, or if not with it.
And that's largely what the part is.
Well, some people can do that, but if you're not putting in the work, if you're not aware of it, then you will kind of project. When I heard that from a therapist a few years ago, we get upset about the traits we see in other people, but they reflect ourselves sometimes. I've tried to be really mindful of that. Like, am I actually angry at this person, or am I projecting? Like, if you can be aware of it and, nip it in the bud before it gets too far, then that's good. That's emotional growth. But Unfortunately, there's a lot of really emotionally immature people out there.
Exactly. Because
I believe it. Thank you for the insight, Sam.
Yeah, you look at it, and it's not everybody, because some people do have the ability to identify that in themselves, which I say all the time. It's like, if you're angry about something, instead of just reacting and attacking what's making you angry or what's making you upset, which a lot of people on the left side of politics, they react and they attack things that trigger them, right? Look inside and say, why is this bothering me? Why does this bother me so much? Especially if it's nothing to do with you. Like, if you see something happening and there's nothing to do with you, or like a moral quandary, it's like, why does this bother me so much? And then look inside yourself. Like, why do you care? And then look inside yourself and say, okay, well, this is an aspect I don't like about myself. This is what I need to change. This is what I need to fix. And it's a lot less stress entirely when you're looking at it, because like then you kind of unravel that ball of angst inside yourself. That's really all it is. It happens a lot in teenagers because they lash out, like the teenage angst is them lashing out at aspects that they don't understand or they don't like about themselves, and they attack things. It's why you see like the word homophobia or transphobia thrown around a lot. It's not because they're afraid of those things. It's because like they see that in themselves and they're uncomfortable with it and they don't know how to deal with it. And the only way that they know how to deal with it is to attack or mock or go after it. And things like that. So you'll find it's a lot of the times people are closet homosexual or they're bisexual and they're uncomfortable with those feelings because they grew up a certain way or they were taught a certain thing. And so it's like understanding that and then finding ways to deal with that uncomfortableness or unknown. That's really what it is. Because there's a lot of stuff out there.
My best
that people
friend
don't
likes to call those who are who fail to think critically or are too immature to think critically stillborn adults.
Oh yeah.
I feel at this point it's quite an accurate description.
Oh yeah.
What I think is really disappointing is I was thinking about this last night actually. Like when I was in high school, back to that example, like I wanted to fight so hard for people who seemed like they weren't getting a voice, or it seemed like they were getting a lot of pushback, like my gay friend getting picked on, or, so and so many other examples.
Mhm.
And, I would get into arguments with people about this stuff. And it was like, so after that, I guess I kind of had an automatic bad opinion of people who maybe were of faith or were leaning more on the right,
Mhm.
or even politically. I was like, they're bad automatically. But obviously, as time goes on and you get older, obviously there's so many shades of gray.
Exactly.
And I think it's kind of shifted in the sense that it's more the people on the left now who are judgmental, who want to censor you, who are just frankly fucking evil sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
they don't care unless you're fucking dead, basically. They can't just not like you.
Oh, even if you're dead, they'll go after you. Look at Stan Lee.
Right,
People
which
still
is
go after you.
insane.
Crap ton of projection too. Those that scream the loudest usually have the biggest stuff to hide.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
It's also the case of like when you have people saying you're homophobic, you're transphobic, racist, and all this, by them just using those words nonchalant, it's actually evaluating what the
It
word
does.
actually means.
It's damaging, and in my opinion, it's like, okay, I'll use another example. My I guess he'd be my grandfather-in-law, my mom's husband's dad. He he came out later in life that he was gay, and he's an older man, probably like in his like late 60s, early 70s maybe. So he's older, but like obviously way back then when he was growing up, it definitely was not cool to be gay. And there was a group, I'll go back a little bit, but he had stereotypically enough, he used to do my hair. And he had a little scar like right over his eyebrow, and I was like, "Oh, where'd you get that scar?" And he told me that when he was in high school, this group of kids suspected he was gay and they beat him with a shovel.
Oh,
And he is the sweetest, most gentle person you will ever meet. And it's like, okay, that to me is homophobia. That to me is hate. And he went through real homophobia, real hate. People from,
Yes.
gay men, women from that generation.
Yes.
And now it's like if you
If you hurt someone's
the
feelings.
slightest. Yeah. It's like you guys are I mean I hate to even use the word because they've ruined it, but you are so privileged that you live in the time you live in now because it's more socially acceptable.
Absolutely.
Quentin
I've said
actually
this
made
many
a key
times.
point
keep
about.
we keep going to irony, right?
What I
Quentin?
absolutely despise
That's exactly it.
is when people say that the world is worse now than it was before, which is nonsensical.
Worse
That's
in,
not the
worse in
case.
certain aspects, but better in many.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they haven't had to grow up with too much hardship. It's kind of like that paradox where it's like, you don't want to grow up in war because that sucks, but then when you grow up in peace, it's like you don't know how to handle when things do get tough, if that makes sense. I know it's a
Exactly.
quote somewhere, I don't remember what it is.
And
But
Andrea, you had something as well?
Yes, something for you to tell Quentin, Sam, because since I think he's met Gilbert Gottfried, but he actually made an interesting quote saying how nowadays he respects the lynch mob back in the day with the Ku Klux Klan, because back then you actually had to get dressed up and get your boots on and go out and get somebody, and nowadays you just gotta be in your underwear and have a computer and do God knows what to God knows who.
Exactly.
oh, Gilbert said that.
Yes.
I
That's
listened
great.
to him on
That's a
Joe
great
Rogan.
point.
He's hilarious.
On his
That's kind
cameo,
of comedy.
on his cameo page, it says Gilbert Gottfried. It says Disney's parrot.
Yes.
Hey,
He's the
enough
voice of
said.
Iago.
That's all you
Such
need.
a funny dude.
Yeah, what's crazy is that I was actually, when I was listening to his spot on Joe Rogan's podcast, I listened to Joe Rogan canceled.
Same.
Cancelled.
Okay, as long as you listen to his conversation with Neil deGrasse Tyson, you're good.
Oh gosh, yikes. But it was interesting to me, like Gilbert Gottfried, like he and Quentin have had really, really similar career paths, and I know a lot of people have asked before, like, well, why wasn't Quentin Aruka anymore? Why wasn't he Silver anymore? Well, I mean, honestly, his manager wasn't super great, and the agency he was with wasn't very good, and like I was kind of hearing that from him, and then on the podcast, Gilbert was like, "Yeah, I was with this agency, blah blah blah, and like they weren't getting me work for years," and I was like, "Oh my god, that happened to Quentin too." Yeah, it's so weird how these agencies like they won't do anything for the people who are making them money.
Well, and then people
It's the
make
exact same
wild
thing with music
speculation about
labels.
it.
What's that?
It's the exact same thing with music labels.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
And people go off with these wild speculations about why XYZ person isn't doing ABC role anymore. It's like you guys don't know. They're a predator. They said something.
Oh my
wrong.
god, you're so creepy.
Yeah, being creepy is the new murderer now.
Literally.
Like quite.
Yeah,
literally.
as in you
Swear to
murdered
God,
my
if
feelings.
I ever end up being big one day, I'm just gonna, when someone accuses me of being creepy, I'm just gonna be like, "Thank you, what a compliment." To fuck with them.
Well, literally, because like it means nothing anymore.
Means nothing.
Right?
Means nothing.
No, Harima, the only
Like, I
reason they'll
remember
call
when
you
it
a
used to
creep is
mean
because you eat that
something.
creeper crunch cereal.
Well, pretty
Hey,
soon
there
we're
you
gonna start
go,
accusing
be
people of being.
associated with something from Minecraft.
Pretty soon we're gonna start accusing people of being heterosexual, and that's gonna be.
Dear God.
I mean,
God.
I guess
Okay.
this is
I'm
they
guilty.
already
I'm
they already use
heterosexual. I'm sorry.
they already use
I
cis
could
as
live with
kind
the
of a
line.
snarky thing.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, sister.
Exactly.
Ugh, I don't really
Even
like
though
that
there's
one.
7 billion people on the planet. I
And
wonder how
about
they got there.
95. Yeah, and about how many genders now? Where are we at 100 yet?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Billions? What are you talking about?
you have
I
you have
lost
people who
track of
want
that.
to define things down to the fucking atom, which I mean is fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have your binary and you have your non-binary. That's pretty much the only two sets that you need. Anything outside of that is just like, okay, personal preference. It's like names, right? If you walk up to someone and say, "Oh, my name is Anthony," right? And someone says, "Oh, well, you don't look like an Anthony. You're a George." Well, no, my name is no, you're George. George.
Right.
Like, it's really fucking weird and awkward. So it's
Yeah.
it doesn't.
There's a
As long as the last name is Harrison, you're good.
George.
There's a very, very famous gay bar in Dublin called the George.
Hey,
Keep in
gay
mind,
bars
Erica.
have the best drinks.
Yes.
They're always the most fun.
Like, it doesn't cost anybody anything. The thing is where it gets out of hand is when the person who is like has said pronouns is aggressively at people about them. It's like if they walk up to him and it's like, oh well, that person over there, like they or like he, if they present a certain way, actually it's Z. Like, okay.
Oh my god,
thanks.
yeah.
Like
It's like you want all of humanity to change, like to just know off the cuff, change language to something brand new that most people like never heard of.
yeah.
Like that's not going to happen overnight. You know how many freaking centuries go by when like language evolves? You know how long it takes for language to evolve and catch on? Like you're not gonna make people use Zer overnight. It's just
No.
not gonna happen.
Those
Not
type
only
of
that,
people.
but for Pete's sake, we don't know you.
Right.
Exactly.
Could you
Exactly.
imagine
Exactly.
someone like that in a third world country?
Oh
They
my
would just be
God.
like,
They would just
"Wait,
stare
what?"
at you.
Well,
They're
again,
gonna
they're
stone
so
you.
they're
Well,
so
they're going
privileged.
to get to know better a bullet, and unfortunately, that's the sad truth of things.
Yeah.
I want to go visit that one island where the people on there are like so cut off from society that if they see you like approaching, they just
Just throw a
just-
spear at you.
yeah put a freaking arrow through your head.
Oh yeah, I
So
know.
that way, you might as well go to the Amazon rainforest. Know the natives down there. They'll shoot you with a poison arrow.
Oh, boy, hell with the
Yeah.
natives. Do you know the kind of wildlife they have there? You ever heard of botflies? They've nestled in some pretty interesting places.
Oh, it's Heatran Raid Hour in Pokemon Go right now.
Yo, oh man, I have a Heatran. I missed the burbs
The burbs.
yesterday. I'm kind of
Damn it.
upset, but
Yeah, I missed the burbs.
the burbs.
I would love to go catch a
Fire chicken.
Heatran. The problem is that I'm still hunting for a stupid shiny turtle.
Hey, don't bother me unless you find a mudkip.
Man, I want to switch
I can
so
get
bad.
the Mudkips, but that'll be a
World
while.
problems.
Yeah, the new Pokemon's a lot of fun, I gotta say. I really do.
I
enjoy it.
loved Diamond. Like that was one of my favorites. So like, I'm like, I need to switch.
I just
I'll
beat
take
Pearl
your
last
word
night.
for it, Chrome. I'm so sick of that intro sequence.
Oh, tell me though,
Briefcase
is the
simulator?
is the Dex better? Because I that was one complaint I know a lot of people had with Diamond and Pearl is that like the Dex kind of sucked. Like there wasn't many fire types. Like did they expand the Dex a little bit?
It's
this time?
it's still the
You go-
Sinnoh until you beat the champion, and then you get the national
you-
Dex.
Yeah,
Got
or if you go to the underground, I think you can find a few more Pokemon, but
Yeah, you
otherwise
can find a
the
handful
only
more.
the main fire types that I've been seeing were Ponyta, Chimchar, depending on your starter, and I actually ran into a Houndoom.
Yeah, Houndoom's in the
Oh,
underground.
cool. Nice.
Yeah, Houndoom is in the underground. That's your main fire type for most of the game. But like I've caught like now that I have the national Dex, I have like a Slugma, a Magcargo, Camerupt, all sorts of
Nice.
stuff.
I'm a bit of a Pokemon purist. I only accept 151, and that's it.
No, don't blame me on
How
that.
dare you, sir?
Hitmonchan all the way. It's all about the boxer, baby.
If anyone's
Hey,
is anyone doing
Stan has
raids right now?
Stan
Stan!
has graced us with his presence.
Stop!
I don't care about Ed Sheeran.
Sheeran? What?
Well, there's a Cresselia too. Oh, hello.
Ooh.
You guys get the Late Late Toy Show?
What's that?
Can you guys watch the Late Late Toy Show? Was that a thing?
I
Broadcast
never
it?
did.
I've
I've
never
heard of it.
Oh my! Oh, it's an institution. So basically, the Late Late Show is the longest running chats show in human history, and every year we have the Late Late Toy Show where it's just like they show new toys for Christmas.
Mm.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. So you know the way Oprah
that's-
gave out free shit to the audience.
Nice.
She
It
copied
was
it.
kind of
from us.
interesting. I'm sorry, I was just going to say it's kind of interesting to me that the board game Risk was put into the Toy Hall of Fame.
Battle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To be
Boy,
fair,
Hall
I
of Fame.
doubt a game about war is going to get anybody up and aroused, excited to have in the Toy Hall of
Yes.
Fame.
Yeah, like I said, I was surprised. I was like,
Cresselia
really?
so bad.
Things
I can't
change
wait
like
for Darkrai.
Join up, people. Whoever's online, join up.
Do it,
I got two.
please.
Come in.
Group code is Meowth Charmander.
Or what is it, Crumb? Let me try my Billy impersonation here real quick. I want to play a game.
Would you like to play a
Wanna play
game?
a game.
Does it involve bear
Wanna
traps?
play a game. Key
Oh my god,
to
we
the
might have to
chat
ditch this.
is in the
Yeah, we have to
play.
ditch this.
Live or die.
Oh
Make
goodness.
your choice.
Oh my god, I don't know who's online. Like I have a Cresselia nearby for the next 15 minutes.
Oh, God.
I can invite people.
Every time I do that impersonation, I cough like a smoker. My God.
it's a warm up the voice, dude.
I know. I want to play a game. Yeah, okay, that's enough. I've had enough of that.
Why so serious? Let's put a smile on that face.
Most of my mates are musicians,
turn it on.
and the ones who could do pig squeals, I'm so jealous of. I don't
Oh
know
my
how
God.
they fucking do it.
That'd be insane.
Thanks.
That'd be insane. You know how many people? So running a convention. Do you know how many people I have had I've had people. I just lost my train of thought. So I've run so many conventions that I've so many people come up and be like, "You want to hear me voice act?" I'm like, "Okay, cool. What can you do?" I could do the Mark Hamill Joker.
Oh my god!
You and everybody. You and literally everybody.
Great.
I've
Now
heard
I
so many
don't feel
times.
special anymore.
I'm
sure
sorry.
Mark Hamill
I'm
feels the
sorry.
same.
But it's one of those voices. It's just like it's like if I could put up a sign. Sorry, my roommates just came in and I lost my train of thought. If I could put up a sign that says like you know like in the guitar stores like no fucking deep no deep
Stairway.
purple songs no Stairway to Heaven. It's like no Mark Hamill voices. No Mark Hamill voices.
Oh my god! When I was in college, I worked at a guitar store. I was guitar sales, and then occasionally, sometimes I'd do minor repairs for guitars. And yeah, like there was one kid who was a regular, and I hate his parents. They would literally come in on a Sunday or a Saturday, usually Sundays because it was slow. They would drop him off like at noon, and he would just play for hours. Hours. And then of course they'd pick him up after hours. But yeah, like he would play the most annoying shit, and he'd be like, "Oh, look at me, I can gent," and he was so stupid. And we literally called him Spinny because no matter what he was playing, he would be like spinning his head, and he had long hair, so he'd be like just rocking out to the worst rendition of whatever awful Metallica song he was trying to play.
Now, Harem, I'm not crapping on your voice because that was a pretty good impersonation, but it's just like I've literally heard so many people be like, "I can do this voice, great," and then they do the Mark Hamill voice.
Sam,
like,
I hate.
Right.
Yeah, but Crumb, how many guys do you know that can do the Billy voice from Saw?
I can do it if I turn on my voice changer.
Yeah, but you see, I'm not using a voice changer.
Speaking of which, I actually did a little bit of ADR when I went to do some training in Germany. Just a couple minor things, but for my MOS, I got to go upstairs with a media crew who were making like this fake news channel so that they could better implement the village scene that other people were encountering and out in the woods, because I was part of a separate part of the unit. And he asked me if I wanted to do a commercial right out of the blue, and I kind of laughed for a bit because it was like, that's kind of one of the most random things you can ask somebody. He's like, no, and I was like, no, I'll do it. So he just wanted me to make like just a little radio segment for like a commercial. And then I also got volunteered to do like an alert voice about some landmines that were in said area. So after doing those two things, I was like, wow, that was fun. I was like, oh no. I didn't want to get the acting bug. And luckily I don't think I have it, but it's kind of tempting sometimes.
It's pretty cool.
Get on Pokemon Go, folks.
Have you guys ever seen Toast of London?
Pokemon Go.
Anyone?
Don't think so.
I'm sorry, I haven't.
Okay, yeah, because Matt Berry's in it, and he does voice recording, and he does it for like this submarine, and he's like, "Periscope down, nuclear missiles are armed."
I don't know if any of you are into like true crime kind of stuff, but recently I got a Discovery Plus membership because I was trying to find something I remember watching a few years ago, some true crime thing, and I found the really obscure thing that Quentin did. I'd kill for you. It's like they did like 3 seasons from like 2014 to 2017, I think. But it's like really good. It's it's true crime stories about like couples who like the man kills his wife for cheating or vice versa, or two teenagers, their parents won't let them be together, so they kill their parents and try to run away. Like it's wild. Yeah. It's wild. Yeah, and I was watching it, and like a lot of my family, they were watching it with me, and they were like, "Wow, we know that's Quentin, but it doesn't sound like Quentin. He sounds a little like raspier, a little lower, a little more ominous. I was like, yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah.
I know that show, and Investigation Discovery was my favorite channel, so imagine my surprise where my favorite voice actor is now voicing on my favorite show, Match Made in Heaven.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a good show. I definitely recommend it for anyone to watch.
They had some other good ones on there too, like Stalked.
Yeah.
For itself, yeah, or Beware Thy Neighbor. Then then there's a few history segments like Old Time Killers, the O.J. Simpson trial, Bonnie and Clyde, or I actually learned on that channel the meaning of Don't Talk to Strangers. It was something along the lines of the chicken coop murders that happened in the 1920s where people were not as lenient with watching their kids as before. And a bunch of little boys were getting captured and killed. And it happened to be some guy who's like in his 20s and his elderly mother who were kidnapping all these kids and doing horrible things to them and brutalizing them. And he was also bringing, I think, his cousin in on it too, who also got tortured. And in the end, though, he was eventually caught. The cousin actually served World War II and was forgiven, or at least he found some sort of forgiveness with what happened. The mother was set free, and the guy who did the crimes himself was eventually hung, with his last words being, "No, don't."
Holy cow.
Oh, wow.
Learn something new every day.
I'm into the murder, or the forensics.
If anyone goes missing, we know who to look for.
It wasn't me, I swear. It was the kitty cat.
No. We're taking it out of context here.
What am I being blamed for now?
One, you're a black cat, so.
It's gray. Thank you very little.
Years ago, I used to watch this show called FBI Files with my mom, and when I was watching it, all I was thinking was, "My God, this is telling me how to commit a murder and get away with it."
Oh my goodness. What a show today.
Glad we can help. Thanks for having us, Crumb.
Look, if I gotta bounce out so Stan can join, I'll do it.
Oh, I know. I think Stan's just chilling. I've invited him to speak, so.
Well, he just put his hand up.
Did he?
Oh, no, I was going to say, I can actually take off because I am going to finish up packing and stuff.
Right on.
Before Quentin gets here tomorrow, so
well,
yeah.
That's exciting. Well, I wish you guys the best in your move and the trip and all that fun stuff. And thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you guys. Yeah, can't wait to give you a house tour. Going to California.
Yeah.
Tired of the fucking cold in Nebraska.
Hey,
Let's
I like
go.
the cold.
Not I. He does too. He does too. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I've dealt with this, literally to the bone cold since I was a kid, and I'm tired of it.
Brutal.
Hey,
Ready
that's
for
fair. It's
warm.
not for everybody.
I can't stand the cold either.
At least I'm not totally alone. All right. Take care.
Anybody who considers the cold
All right,
to
nice
be
talking to
brave.
you, Sam. Take
Take care,
care.
Sam.
Tell the
You
same
too.
truth, please.
Thanks, Sam.
Bye-bye. Peace out.
I have to say, anybody who happens to like the cold, I question your sanity.
How dare you, sir? You say it to my face.
I would,
if I
except
may.
all you have is a remote control for a face.
And your point is?
Okay, I'll say to your face.
Y'all are
If I may,
crazy.
if I may, there's only so many layers you can take off before it gets uncomfortable.
True.
So you could just keep adding the layers if it's cold.
That's the way that I look at it. That's the way that I
I
look
mean,
at it.
what are you gonna do when you're in a complete heat wave and you're down to nothing but a wife beater and your underpants? Start removing your skin?
I literally can handle 120-degree weather, no problem.
You are not human, sir.
Yeah, you have the gall to call us cold with winters freaks, and yet you.
No matter how many
prefer to live in
layers
an
I
oven?
wrap up, I cannot stay warm.
You are
I
a
think I
lizard,
might be-
sir.
I think I might be dead.
We've found the lizard
Oh,
man.
so
Maybe
you're a
I'm just an
zombie then.
animated
Got it.
corpse.
Like Adam Sandler and Little Nicky.
It's very true. That is very true. No, he's a zombie and he is a magical garment girl.
I'm sorry, what?
Hey, now that's original. Comic book writer should take some notes.
There was like some anime that Funimation dubbed, that somebody pointed out the hypocrisy of Funimation, that they dubbed, and it was like something like the guy being like a zombie and something else. But this is the clip that I watched, and he was like dressed up. He was dressed up in like this dress, like this frilly dress thing, and they literally used like a slur for trans people in the dub. And he's like, no, I'm not that. And then this like girl comes on. She's like, it's right. Let it be known that he is not this slur. He is a magical garment girl.
Well, was this before 2014 or after?
I think it was
2014?
before. I don't remember what it was.
Whenever Sony bought them, I think that's when they kind of changed their tune.
Yeah, I think it was before.
Did you hear
It might have been
what
2010.
supposedly Sony is getting sued?
Is getting sued?
Oh yeah, I heard
Are
about
they?
that.
Finally?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sony's getting sued because some people are claiming Sony's been doing some less than appropriate things. Similar to good old Mr. Bobby Kotick, if you know what I'm saying.
Where the fuck were they for the past 10, 15 years?
I don't know.
Just waking up now, or like what?
Sony's not the only one guilty of shady shit. We've also got Blizzard, we got Funimation. Yep. Take your pick. I'm sure there are others.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Imagine like fucking is it Riot or is it Blizzard that is under super big fire right now? Because like the CEO
Blizzard
said like I could have you killed or something like that in an email.
Oh,
Activision
that
Blizzard.
I don't know, but it wouldn't be
I don't know.
surprising if it were Blizzard.
I don't keep up with anything.
It was ridiculous. It was like Kotick
These
or something.
companies
like
realize they need to move out of America.
Let me find. Okay, so that was the name of the anime is called "Is This a Zombie?" Let me double check this real quick if I can find it.
Oh, I've heard about that one. I'm actually more looking
Status
forward to
raises
Chainsaw Man.
If I can find that clip, I'll play it real quick.
I think Stan has raised his hand.
Yeah, I'll invite him again. 1 second here. Oh, there he is. Invite to speak. There he
Stan's
is.
in the audience, I think.
Yeah,
he's got his
Stan.
little hand up. Got
Yeah.
his little hand up.
Come on in, Stan the man.
Let's see if I can find this clip. Is this one?
Kind of want to ask him if he's still raging on the hotel about that incident.
Oh yes.
Oh
I heard
yeah,
about that.
Yeah.
Oh no, you did
Forgot
not.
about that.
that was fucking bullshit.
Don't judge me.
Okay.
Is Stan about to like
Here it
bring
is.
out a sledgehammer
1
to
second.
whack the hotel?
I'm gonna put this up on stream because I just found it.
Oh,
right.
sweet. Let's see it.
I'm gonna put this up on stream. Hold on a minute. This window capture going here. God, this is like so involved. Don't judge me for my sidebar, folks. Right. Theater
Oh my
room.
god.
Jeez, what in the world?
He's into it enough to wear actual panties under there.
Oh, that is just twisted.
Don't you think I know?
Looks like an anime version of Carrie.
Hold on.
I know, right?
What are you waiting for? Do the thing.
Ugh.
Mr. Mistletoe? You got it.
This is the anime.
200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700,
I have no idea what's going on.
900.
I'm just seeing a bunch of
Dumbass, you're getting way too
lips
fast.
moving. I ain't hearing anything.
1000%.
Maybe.
All right, 1 sec. I gotta find
But you can
the
see
clip.
something.
1 second. That's so. This is the thing. This is the thing where they all find out that he's the zombie. But second, if I can find that clip where they actually say the thing.
Stan is saying he's stuck in the audience. Whatever that means.
And stuck in the audience.
You must accept You must accept it. That happened to me before. That's why
you have to accept. You have to accept it into yourself, Stan. Accept.
Oh my!
Take it in.
You must let it happen.
Accept the call. It should be a little green thing above your screen.
There we go. Hey.
Did we get a Stan?
Hi, Stan.
Stan, you grace us with your presence.
Goodness gracious, man. All right.
We're not worthy. We are not worthy.
Wait. Does that make you Wayne or Garth?
Oh, it's they both say it.
Wayne's World.
Party on. Excellent.
Fucking love that Alice Cooper. Oh yes, it was called Milwaukee.
What?
Oh, it's from Wayne's World.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, there we go. I can see it now. What in the holy mother of ass? Either my video is delayed or...
All I was seeing was video, but there was no audio.
Yeah, I'm seeing that part where there's...
The audio might be really quiet. Once I'm trying
Turns
to
into a
find
magical girl? What is it? Sailor Moon?
That's what I'm saying. I can't find...
Well, I did say that I was waiting on Chainsaw Man. I didn't know a discounted Natural Girl Boy version came out already.
This was in 2010. So yeah, this was a while ago.
I'm pretty sure it's a comedy.
Yeah, it was a comedy.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's taken seriously.
Introduce yourself.
Read that, but you wouldn't.
There you go.
I'm glad
My
it was
clothes?
a comedy.
What the hell are you talking
What's my level?
God, I gotta find it. Was this on?
No, Stan, are you still dealing with this hotel business of yours?
Waiting to hear from corporate.
Corporate.
Yes, please buy me some time while I try and find this clip.
So, yeah.
So how have you been, buddy?
I've been good there, Tom. How you been, buddy?
I've been better. I'll be honest. I've been better. So, still hanging in there. Doing the best I can.
Speaking of kitties, I recently discovered NecoCon.
Oh,
What the hell is that?
Nico?
Another convention in Virginia. I, honest to God, did not know there were so many conventions around the state. And once again, it was thanks to Johnny Bosch I was able to learn about it. It's around Hampton
Ridge
Road.
Mountain, Shenandoah River.
That's West
an
Virginia.
Interesting thing to say to
West Virginia.
to say,
Yeah,
hey,
apparently
your
the-
advertising is not doing very good. If Andrea just found out about you after being around for what, couple decades?
Sorry, what?
No, I just haven't done too much exploring till recently. I only just moved into my own place.
Ah.
I had my own set of tragedies happen last year and the end of 2019.
I can't find the goddamn clip. I think it's
But my
been
Neko
searching.
is when?
I'm glad that you're back.
It happened
Well, it's
early
funny, you'll find it when you're not
November.
looking for it.
I'll find it when I'm off stream, I'm sure. I'll post it. I saw it on Twitter. Somebody posted it on Twitter, and it was just like, oh my god. I'm like, that was cringe as hell.
Yeah. Well, that anime girl looked like something out of Carrie. It was like, gee whiz, did somebody make an anime out of Carrie or what?
Well, apparently the story is like the guy gets killed and he gets resurrected by a necromancer, and like he gets like the magical girl's clothing or something.
Does this sound
he's
like
also a
the
zombie.
Zombieland Saga?
He's a zombie.
That just sounds like Zombieland Saga. The one where the friend revives the girls, they become pop stars for some reason.
It's Japan. Let's be honest.
It's also a harem anime.
Yes, the anime, but I know a video game called Lollipop Chainsaw, which involves this group of zombie killers. And this
See, that
cheerleader,
makes
and this,
sense.
Yeah, and this cheerleader saves her boyfriend by decapitating his head and then using some sort of charm to keep his head alive and wrapped around her waist.
Okay, that no longer makes sense.
Sounds like something off of a Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode. Jesus God.
I'm gonna keep you alive. How? By decapitating you. What? Don't worry, it'll totally work.
Oh, it is gone.
It was made by Grasshopper Studios.
Grasshopper Studios, huh? You sure it wasn't Mantis Incorporated?
I'm positive, and James Gunn was also behind the directing of it too, especially with the voice acting.
Wait, what?
All right, sorry about that. Now we're back now. Hey Stan, how are you doing?
I'm good, Crumb. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right now
all
that
right?
my situation was taken care of there. No, for those of you who don't know, if earlier this week my credit card got compromised. Yeah, somebody maxed out my credit card. Like, thankfully there wasn't much on it to max out, but I had to cancel my card and get a new one in the mail in about a week or two. But Stan,
after fighting like 4 corpses, she was able to calm down.
Exactly.
Yeah, are you going to be held liable for it, or are they
I don't
write
know
it off?
yet. I don't think so because I got it like right away. So, but thankfully, because I was super stressed out, I had to take the day off to go and check all my other cards and get everything, make sure nothing else was compromised. Everything else was fine. But Stan was one of the few individuals, Action Toys in the channel right there as well, participated on my Twitch channel and got me my first ever hype train on my Twitch channel. So shout out to Stan and Action Toys.
Level 5!
Level 5 hype train. That was insane. So thank you guys so much. That helped a lot. That helped a lot. Because I literally had $0.
I don't know what a hype train is from. I'm not on Twitch that much.
Blame Zero.
Blame Zero, exactly. Well, hype train it depends on what level, like on what difficulty you have it set. But for low level plebs like me, it's when 3 or more people either donate bits or give a donation, or not a donation, give a gift sub or sub to the channel within like a 5-minute period or something like that.
Oh, I see.
Zero Chin.
Yeah, no, I
kicked it off.
I'm very seldom on Twitch. The only time I'm on Twitch pretty much is when Vic is doing his program. So
you should go on Twitch and just like complain at people. I'm sure there's a market for that. Just like walk around with your phone and just like complain at people.
Jesus Christ.
Get it off your chest.
Get it off your chest. Just call your stream shouting at clouds or something like that. And then you'll find
my blood pressure's already up as it is. I don't need to have a fucking stroke.
Venting's good for you.
Hey, if you have a stroke on stream,
I am fired. It's a Marble Studios Twitch channel.
All right, then the next question, then Crumb's next question will be, okay, Tom, can I have your stuff if you have a stroke?
Oh my goodness! No, you'll find a simp. I'm sure you will, Tom. You'll find a simp because there is a simp for everybody on Twitch.
What's that?
There is a simp for everyone on Twitch. I guarantee.
Yeah, no kidding.
They had, no word of a lie. They had someone on the front page of Twitch licking a microphone.
Oh god!
For like 2 hours.
Yep.
Not the ASMR I was looking for.
Okay, that's it. I think I'm going to check out.
What I do with that rum bottle I had?
There's something for everybody in there.
Sounds like one of those things where maybe I should sell my bathwater now.
You should.
Oh god.
Do it.
Listen, say what you will about the woman, but she's a marketing genius.
I think we've already passed the shame from thingy.
Hey, you have to compete with the King Grifter, okay? You have to compete with Nick Ricada.
Oh my god.
for the grifting.
He didn't have to do much during Rittenhouse, so that was spectacular.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this much for him. He was really all over that shit.
Oh, he was
all over the Rittenhouse thing. But here's the other one thing that I was kind of curious about. He didn't get into the other big case that was going on with the Arbery.
Well, because Rittenhouse was all over the news.
Yeah, well, so was Arbery too. At least around here.
At the same time, he had to choose.
Yeah,
he chose the Rittenhouse case.
As an outsider, what's this case you're talking about?
So
Arbery one?
Kyle Rittenhouse was a kid.
I know that one.
The Arbery one.
I know that the other one.
Arbery was.
Arbery. That was a botched citizen's arrest. You hear the tale of the tape.
Yeah.
Ended up getting killed as a result.
Oh! Is that where he shot the lad? Yeah.
He shot they had a fellow that was supposedly burglarizing a bunch of empty homes that were under construction.
Yes.
And they just wrapped it up a few days ago, and all three of those guys are going away to prison for a long period of time.
Yeah, I saw the clip of the guy going, "Woo!"
Yeah. That was, I think, his father. And then the judge told him, "Get out of my courtroom while these verdicts are being read. We're not going to have any distractions." So, but yeah, the local press around here has been short-stoking that shit like crazy.
Well, it's on the plus side. It's nice to see a few judges this year that have their head on straight.
Yeah.
From Quentin Flynn's to Kyle Rittenhouse's to a few others. Here's hoping that Vic can get one himself when appeals go through.
Yeah, it's over a year now.
It's been 84 years.
Been 84 years. I pray every day. Not just because Vic will be like exonerated from all this bullshit and he'll have another swing at the plate. That's icing on the cake for me. I personally, this is going to sound really bad. I personally want this case to come back from appeals because I want to see Ty put the Cluckleheads interview of Ron Toye, put his little Weasley face on screen and embarrass the fucking shit out of him.
Yes.
Please do.
That's a great idea.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I'd like to see that little piece of shit start talking about, I don't recall, and then, well, here it is, sir, right here.
They don't even have to. They don't even have to show like the logo or anything. Like they can blur out the logo.
No, Crumb. That's exactly what they should do. You should get that free advertising like crazy.
He was still saying the same old songs like "Sir, is that you?"
His own medicine.
Look, if Nick Rekieta can get all that advertising and get over 150,000 subscribers in a matter of 2 weeks, why can't you?
I mean, you asked the question. Why can't? Why can't
I'm saying, like, I'm saying you have just as much right to have those subscriptions. Is what I'm saying. So if it does come back and those videos come to light.
I want a judge. I want an American judge to see Ron Toye say fucking straight face to the camera that he thinks that the Chinese social system is the correct thing to do.
That's literally what I was about to say.
I feel like you could show Ron the video of the interview that you have, Crom, and he'd still be like, I don't recall. Is that not you up there? I don't recall. Are you not have this?
Is that not you on the camera?
No. The other response is, well, I guess it certainly looks like me.
I was under duress.
That is an impersonator.
Here's a great idea. How about if Ron Toye just show the judge all of his tweets?
I'll stop my life to tweet at you.
Well, the funny part is he can't claim that because in the third interview, Monica popped on the screen.
Yep.
Is that not your?
No. That was Monica's twin sister.
And didn't have to say whether or not he's still with her or not.
That's true. I don't even know if they're still together. I know they claim they are.
She changed her bloody haircut. They are not together.
Well, and she dropped like 20 pounds.
That could mean anything.
Oh. It's the universal language of I broke up with somebody. Let me change my entire appearance.
Exactly.
Either that or she's looking for somebody else already.
Oh, I
Or
mean
she's
that's
having-
Bigger
yeah.
cook.
She's having a midlife crisis.
He's looking for Tyrone 3 and 4.
Well, the thing is like Ron is making things a lot fucking worse for her.
Maybe that's why they ended up breaking up. If it ends up being the case.
And like it's every single day that it marches forward. Like I pray every single day that it comes back on appeals. Like joking aside, I want it to come back for Vic, obviously, because like Vic deserves a better swing at this.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Every Thursday.
I completely agree.
But it's like, but looking at it, like I would absolutely love to see his interviews come up in court because of the shit that he said, the shit he admitted to, all of that stuff that he thought that he was getting away with, all of that coming back. It's like that's a hefty thing. That's a hefty thing, and you know.
Oh yeah.
I hope it comes back, and if it does, I'm just gonna 100 quid straight into the war chest.
My cynicism, though, has me worked up, believing that if it does come back on appeal, that the moment Tybeard and his law firm starts putting in motions like to compel discovery, they'll immediately shoot it down with like a motion to settle.
Of course. But that's the beauty of it, though. That's the beauty of it, though. They can settle all they fucking want. I still have like 18 hours of interview with Ron Toye that he can't fucking get rid of. They can settle any fucking court case they want to. I have 3 fucking videos of him acting like a complete buffoon. By himself, no prompting. They can't get rid of.
Don't forget a few recordings on YouTube, especially that voicemail of responding to how we'll see you in court.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Major League 4 course.
Yeah.
Oh my god! If okay, guys, I'm gonna say this right now. If this does come back on appeals, I'm going to anonymously send Tybeard a Major League 4 course mug to bring into court with him.
Please do.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, give him a Cluckleheads mug.
Maybe we should just like all get together. I'll fly over and we'll just sit in the back of the courtbroom.
That'd be prime.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Where's the court going to take place? Texas?
I'll take over.
Can anyone live stream the court case?
That might be better.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna stream it though, or if I don't think they allow media in the.
They may allow media, but they may not allow streaming.
Well, if it does get streamed, I guess Nick would be the first to know.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
And like nobody would watch my stream. Obviously, they'd watch Nick's because that's fine.
I mean, you could always go on Nick's show.
They ought to have you on as a guest commentator there, Crumb.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Exactly.
That'd be funny.
No, I was recently thinking a common repeat question that I sort of have for a lot of these crazy people that attack Vic, Quinn, and such. I can't help but constantly ask what's wrong with them. And then you give an answer like it's narcissism. Oh, they've had something trouble in the past. They see something wrong with themselves and have to take it out on someone else. And I still can't help but ask what's wrong with them. I don't know if it's a matter of that answer is sufficient or not. It's just as a matter of I don't feel like that answer is right, or there's just something more there, and there's just no answer that can be given at all.
The thing is, these people have issues. They have deep-seated issues that they refuse to acknowledge. They look at Vic, they look at Quentin, they look at Johnny Young Bosch, they look at Eric Rolon, they look at all these people, Johnny Depp, and they say that is the thing I need to destroy. That's a bad thing and that I need to destroy. That's the cause of all the strife in my life. Like, no, it's not. Like, you've never even met the dude. Oh, it happened to a friend of mine. I'm sure
No,
it did.
It didn't happen to a friend. It happened to a friend's uncle's mother of said friend.
And then they hear about it, and then they have an experience.
Speaking of which,
and then would the internet also be part of the problem too?
Of course. It's the need to fit in, right? It's like, oh, everyone in my group circle is coming up with this. Like I brought up at the beginning of the stream, like that brain damaged League of Legends streamer that was saying, oh, it's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then someone brought up, it's like, well, no, what he got accused of was debunked. And the streamer's like, oh, well, one of them was debunked, but there's countless others. Like, no, there isn't. There was one. There was one that got brought to court that got BTFO'd. Anyone else that's jumping on there is jumping on a fucking bandwagon.
And like I said, people just want to be sheep,
Yeah.
and not enough want to lead their own life.
Absolutely.
Just echoing something that was said earlier, it's just like people don't want to be wrong.
They don't want to be wrong. Well, on social media, you're not allowed to be wrong. When you look at it, you're not allowed to be, right? It's literally the law Twitter mentality. You have to dunk on people that are wrong. You have to show people they're wrong constantly. It's like, I don't care. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, please. Test me. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like before, like Doug Tenapel does all the time. He goes on there and he makes ridiculous takes about things all the time. He does it on purpose. From what I can see, it's because that's his opinion, and he just states his opinion frankly about X, Y, or Z. He doesn't care if that opinion is popular. He doesn't care if that opinion is right or wrong. That's his opinion. And if you want to challenge him on it, he's more than happy to talk about it and have a discussion. But most people don't want to have a discussion. They just want to have capitulation. They just want people to bend the knee and listen to them. It's like, I go on there and I shitpost on Twitter all the time. I'm open to conversations. If I'm wrong about something, tell me I'm wrong about something and explain why.
And more power to you for it, Crumb.
Yeah. Like, don't like, if I go out there and say, like, oh, Doug Tenapel's a good person, and then they put someone, you're a bad person for liking Doug Tenaple. Well, why am I a bad person? Well, you have a big forehead. Okay. Cool.
No, Crumb, you got a big nose.
Hey, wait. Having a big forehead makes you a terrible person?
I guess.
Oh, shit.
I guess.
Crumb ought to be canceled because she has a big nose and big lip.
Whoa.
You compensating for something?
Nick is a bad person because he has big nose.
I mean, you got a big nose and a big head. You got to have something small.
Small ego.
Next thing you know, we're gonna call Crumb Beldar Crumbrion.
It's true.
Oh, you reminded me of the picture that Nick shared of him and Tim. Being on Timcast.
Being on Tim Pool's.
Tim Pool, yeah, that picture of Tim Pool. And basically, it was showing that Tim Pool is actually taller than Nick.
Really? I always thought that Tim was like a little tiny man.
Well, it's funny. It's funny is Nick made himself smaller and made Tim bigger. Actually, it was a made up picture. It was Photoshop.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
It was hilarious.
That's amazing. Oh my god. No, I have a lot of respect for anyone who goes out there and puts their opinion out into the ether and stands up for their opinion. It doesn't just be like, I said. So here's that's one thing I wanted to talk about, just briefly before, because we're running almost on 3 hours on the show. So this is y'all got extra content today. Let me tell you,
you're welcome.
Content today. So there was the one woman who made a distasteful joke, right? She made a distasteful joke about the whatever the hell that thing was in Wisconsin. What city? I don't remember what the hell the city was.
Oh yeah.
The guy who drove a fucking van through a parade.
Yeah.
Which my dark sarcastic humor, I thought immediately when I saw it, I'm like, oh, he's just going to claim self-defense. Like that's what I said to myself. But she went and made the mistake of actually posting that on Twitter. Yeah. And I think she posted, I don't know, I assumed she was posting it sarcastically, but people took that she was posting it unironically.
It was.
Oh, and she doubled down on it.
She doubled down hard.
She doubled down on it?
On all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
to the point where she felt that everybody was harassing her because they were calling out on her bullshit. So she deleted her account.
She
the
did.
problem is that it got back to her bosses.
Yeah. And then
And
she was
fired
forced
as
to
a
resign.
result. No, she wasn't forced to resign. They fired her.
Well, she resigned, but fired before she could be, or quit before she could be fired. Who knows? But I reached out to her. I reached out. I found her email address. There's like, I don't remember what the fuck the site's called, but it's like Rocket something. You can find people's emails and stuff like that. If you just like, you get like 5 free emails a month, which is bizarre. So anybody out there that has like corporate emails, if you use this thing, like random fucking nobody can find you. Just saying, by the way. So I actually emailed her. I reached out to her, and I did get I got a boilerplate response because I invited her to come on the show to talk about it. Because like I do to anybody, I extend this to anybody. I got the response back from her. I'll read the email here. I won't show it on screen because it shows her email, but it was a boilerplate response. Like she didn't reply to what I said. She just, I guess, sent this out to everybody. She says, community is very important to me, which is why I volunteered to be a precinct committee person in the first place to improve the communication within the community. Until earlier this year, I used to be a property owner in Wisconsin. I love the state very much. Been a Packers fan since college. This is why I was so upset by the Rittenhouse verdict. I don't know why that has to do with anything, but I mean, that is whatever. So my sarcastic, dark humor has gotten me through a lot of trauma and tragedy, but when I said it was probably just self-defense, I was lashing out at a verdict and not thinking of the victims of the Waukesha incident at all. I do believe in collective karma, and that as a society, we're always trying to maintain a balance. And I made some comments that were interpreted to mean that I was talking about individuals, and I was not. I realize how hateful and hurtful my comments were, and I'm truly sorry for making the division and suffering I've caused. Never apologize. Never apologize. Because you're never going to get a job again now. As a person who is generally always working for peace and harmony, I am ashamed of my behavior, and I hope people of Waukesha find healing and peace in the wake of this horrible event. And she says, I'm resigning as a precinct committee person of Downers Grove Precinct 002, and Democratic Party of DuPage County has accepted my resignation. I don't know what collective karma is supposed to mean. I have no idea what the hell that is.
Probably similar to the idea of collective guilt.
I guess.
She was referring to the Rittenhouse verdict and saying that people in Wisconsin, this is your karma for letting him off. So.
Oh, is that what she said?
Yep. That's basically what she means.
Basically, yep.
Oh. Yeah, because you see, like I wanted to have her on to have a conversation about that. Because like, this is the other side of the coin, right? I mean, like I saw a lot of people that were defending like the Vicks and the Quintons of the world and all that stuff. I saw a lot of people on that side of the coin going after her for saying something stupid. Now, y'all know freedom of speech. Freedom of speech shouldn't have a political side. Freedom of speech is across the border. She's entitled to say something stupid if she wants to. Right? I don't think that cancel culture should work either way. But you know, ridicule and mock them as much as possible. I don't think people should have gone after her job. I don't think people should have gone after her job over it. I think I took her original comments as just her being sarcastic, but if she was doubling down and she was being a raging cunt about it, then hey, you know, that's different. But if she was saying it from a point of her official party status, like in her official accounts of talking in that, then maybe that's a violation of her whatever online agreement, whatever. But we gotta, like, as people out there, I want to caution folks. Because we're dipping too much into the other side of things. We don't want the pendulum to swing back and forth. We want it to kind of like calm the fuck down, because we're getting in a situation where people are getting an eye for an eye situation. We want people to stop attacking people like Vic and stop attacking people like Quentin and Johnny Young Bosch and things like that for being creepy. We got to stop going after people's jobs, period, across the board. Because like she said something stupid, sure. She said something stupid. She acted like an idiot.
Agreed.
Yeah, 100%. Especially if she's saying that this is karma for letting Kyle Rittenhouse off. That's completely out of line. But you know, let's react to that with humor and mocking, and not with blood and bullets. Because that's yeah, I think that's the best way to handle that situation. We saw that a lot with the whole Quentin situation, right? There's a bunch of people on there that went after Quentin's job, and when they started getting made fun of, they backed right down because they can't handle that. But then some people take it too far and they go after people's employment. Like, relax. We saw that with Ken, for God's sake. Ken just made an observation on a public case, and someone went after his fucking job.
Yeah.
Like, I think we need to calm the fuck down
that case.
from that.
And that Sophie group has been actively attacking people.
They have.
I haven't forgot about them, but I thought things were quieted down since she supposedly disappeared.
Did anything come of it?
Her father didn't want her, well, how to word it? He didn't trust what the trial was going to bring unless there was a jury involved, so he took his daughter to someplace safe and has not been seen by her mother since.
Yeah. I heard that too.
Okay.
I don't know if they know where he is or if he's been found yet, but
I mean, you can technically call it kidnapping, but at the same time, with how crooked that mother is and how scary it's kind of getting to be in sort of like a cult situation, I really don't blame the guy, and I wish all the best.
No, seriously.
I don't blame him either. It wasn't just the mother; it was the judge too.
Yeah.
And the grandmother.
Prosecutor, everybody.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is this a cult? Is this something to do with Epstein? I don't know.
It's got to be something because that was crazy.
Well, it's a small town, right? It's a small county.
Small town, but it can be just as corrupt if need be, and apparently that's exactly what's going on. There seems to be a corrupt connection between the mother and the district court judge.
And this is something that I've talked about before. So that group, that county is all, it basically, it screams dairy from the novel It,
Stephen
right?
King.
Screams
I'm
dairy.
sorry. Where is the town that this all takes place in again? Or where's
Isn't it in Texas?
the Sophie
Or?
Long place?
It's in Texas somewhere.
Small town Texas.
Texas is huge. I wouldn't be surprised if there are plenty of less known areas.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's one of those situations where everybody in that system is like working together, and they're all like have some sort of agreement on how they're going to play rules, and like it's never been brought to the spotlight. Now it's been brought to the spotlight. Now it's a problem. But
It's a problem for the mother, and I hope it keeps being a problem for her.
And the thing is like you have those individuals that are in it, but then you have people who are living in Hamilton, Niagara Falls, Canada, that are like attacking people, like it's like some sort of sporting event that their team wins.
You mean like the Purge?
Like, oh my god, it's almost getting to the point where you need one.
Tribalism at its best.
It's almost getting to the point where you need one.
Is it football hooliganism? Is that what you're talking about?
Might be hooliganism. But you get people that latch on to these. There's extremes on both sides. We saw it in Vic's situation. You have extremes on both sides.
Oh yeah.
But people need to learn how to calm the fuck down about this stuff, because especially if you're not directly involved. Like for myself, I've personally sat down and had a meal with Vic. I've personally had conversations with him 1-to-1. Like I've had discussions with Quentin. I haven't had a chance to meet him in person or share a meal with him yet. But like these are situations and you have people, it's like, well, a friend of mine had a problem, blah 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 blah, so I'm gonna go out and get this person terminated from everything. Just stop and think for a fucking moment about what your role in this situation is.
I met him. He's a pretty good guy.
Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Nah, I believe it. I have a small example for a calm down part. I went to if I can remember. I think it was, Anime USA 2019, before recently it had to get moved to a different place because the Marriott it was hosted at shut down. Damian Mills was there, and I had heard quite a few negative things about him, but he was actually very polite and nice to me, so I thought I'd respond in kind by asking for an autograph. So nothing too major, but just something that I sort of thought over, like how Vic was always encouraging people to always be kind to others, even when they don't always return the kindness.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. I mean, don't actively go out to every event. Like this is what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying go out and be like happy festival fireworks with Ron Toye and Monica Rial. I'm not saying that. But I'm also saying don't go to every single event that they go to and like sit 20 feet away from them and glower at them the entire time.
Oh, no, I never did that. One funny thing, by the way, I started taking the note when I first met Monica the first time, and I met Jamie too. One, I didn't know that was a fake voice she was using, that high-pitched one. And then I went to a panel where both of them were together.
High-pitched one. Actually, the high-pitched one is her natural voice.
So what was the way she was talking in court was a fake one then?
That's not her. That's not how she talks normally, no.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I don't know what to make of it anymore, but I went to the panel with both her and Jamie Markey, and the way they were talking and interacting, I was thinking, they're good friends, they're like partners in crime. And then the stuff happened with Kick Vic, and I was like, I didn't mean literally.
You spoke it into existence.
No such thing. I didn't get any bad vibes, but I also didn't know those two either and didn't have too much interest because they didn't really voice too much in things I liked. I always saw their names popping up, but I didn't always have the biggest interest with them.
Yeah.
That's if I may, that's what's so funny about them. Like, no one goes to a con for them. They're just like the side dish, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember specifically, I went to that convention back then to see J. Michael Tatum, and there was also another convention where he popped up with Johnny Bosch back in 2014 in Anime USA. Definitely one of my best conventions yet, and one that I thankfully remember fondly because of it.
Well, I went to Planet Comic-Con while the whole Vic thing was going on, and Monica and Jamie were there, and I just avoided them.
Yeah,
it was like
that's all you got to do.
I'm not there for you.
Like at Kitchener Comic-Con when we had Vic, and there was a bunch of people that didn't like Vic, a bunch of people that attacked our convention that didn't like Vic, and they were there, and they just they existed in the same building.
Exactly.
It's possible.
It is. It's not that hard.
No.
It's possible, but
like I was literally at Comic-Con
like Vic. It's clearly not preferred.
Yeah.
That's why they work so hard to try and keep them out of conventions as much as possible, because they're simply not willing they're not willing whatsoever to be at a convention where he's there at all. And clearly, from what it's going on, they clearly aren't going to give up the convention.
No.
So the only option left is to get rid of him at all costs.
Thinking on another way, technically, if Monica and Marky were at the same con with Vic, wouldn't that kind of help them in the way? Like, I know not everybody's going to go see them, and I was thinking in terms of maybe a few people. I was thinking in terms of maybe a few people who didn't know the situation would see Monica and Jamie and just might get interested to go over to the lines. I was thinking they'd at least have more than what they'd have in the past.
You would think. I mean, you'd have people who would like be waiting for Vic's lineup, but it's going to be like 3 hours, so I may as well go get an autograph from these two while I'm waiting.
That's what I was saying.
Like
there's supposed to be a con happening up in Belfast next year, and I had a bit of an interest because it's about 2-hour drive, and I was like, But as soon as they announced Monica, I was like, nope, I'm not going there. You're not getting my money.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go to Planet Comic-Con, but they invited Mark Pellegrino from Supernatural there, so I was just like, I'll go for him.
Well, and again, it goes back to what I was saying about that streamer that was just talking nonsense, because these people get it in their minds, and they won't let it go. They won't just let it be. Like they have already made up their minds. It's unfortunate. They've already made up their minds about the situation. They no way,
They're still
no
making
how.
accusations.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you was like there's this one particular, I don't know who this streamer was, but she did this what do you call it, this ASMR session.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, accusing Vic of all sorts of shit.
She accused him of being creepy. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, here's the thing. Because the dude on this fucking stream brought it up too. Said, "Oh, it's like, it's one thing if it's a movie, then you just can avoid that movie. They're replacing voice lines, they're replacing voice actors because every time they play that game, it's going to remind them. If that's the fucking case, folks, if you can't play a video game and hear a voice because someone complimented you or smiled at you or hugged you, that's a fucking you problem that you should probably get some help for. Because if you can't function because a fucking leaf falls off a tree and brushes your shoulder and that triggers you, that's a fucking you problem.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh hell no, I'm getting a chainsaw.
Yeah, I like this one. Her reactions are appropriate.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, folks. I appreciate every single one of you. You make this show so much better.
Well, thanks, Crumb. Hey, Crumb, before I leave,
Yes.
would it be possible I could get another signal boost on my GoFundMe?
Absolutely.
Let
me grab it again.
Hate to be so damn presumptive, but I'm scared. Sorry.
I can understand that. I can appreciate it. But one thing I can say, Tom, let me just grab the damn thing. It's not in my chat log anymore. One thing that I can say, Tom, is that sometimes this shit happens because it is there to make you stronger or force you out of a comfort zone. So while being scared is understandable, just be aware of everything around you and be aware of any possibilities because you never know. This could be forcing you into a situation that you may not have been looking at, but it could turn out to be better than you were. These are weird times. Like, this is something I told Vic when he was in Kitchener, that Funimation didn't deserve a person of his talent. Clearly it didn't deserve someone that was as talented as him, and that that he should be destined for something greater, destined for something better, and that he, as an individual, is better than the collective that is Funimation, and he was better as an individual than he was under Funimation. And once he realizes that, then I think he's going to find great success. I find that anything that negative happens in the world is usually because of that type of stuff. It's because we're rooted in something that is so toxic to the very core, it's poisoning us, it's slowly killing us. So, I mean, you look at this, like, you're scared right now, Tom. You're having a rough time right now. Just look at this as an opportunity to grow bigger and better than you were before.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm trying, Crumb. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't looking forward to not being out on the street.
Yeah.
I'm trying everything I can to avoid that.
Absolutely. But maybe it's time. Like, maybe now is the time to prune and to look a little bit inside inward, kind of reevaluate some things. Folks, the link is in the chat right now for Tom's GoFundMe. If you do want to help out, any donation is appreciated. That goes to help support Tom. He's currently staying in a motel right now. He's between jobs, between homes. So any help will be greatly appreciated. But Tom, for yourself, this is Life Coach Crumb right here. This is Life Coach Crumb giving you some hearty advice.
Jesus fucking Christ! God!
But look at this less as an infliction and more as a blessing in time. Now you have all the excuses to prune that you didn't have before. You have all the excuses to cut down on things that you don't necessarily need, and you have time and the excuse to look inside and say, okay, well, what is absolutely necessary for me, and what can I move forward with? Because you're shedding all the stuff that you don't need. whether it be emotional baggage, whether it be physical baggage. You're shedding all the stuff that you don't need right now, and you can move forward free and clear with a lot lighter load. And I think that's probably what you need to look at from this.
I'm trying, but anyway, guys, I'm going to jet. I think there's a comedy club here on this motel site,
hey.
And there was a young lady who was asking me if I would, possibly come up there and watch this comedian. It's somebody by the name of Sean Jones,
who
I've never even heard of.
Okay, those are usually the best kinds.
Yeah, well, I mean, the show started at 7:30, but I was more interested in hearing this discourse.
Well, I'm glad that you had a little bit of fun. Go and have some more fun, Tom.
Well, I'm going to try. I did pick up a copy of Conjuring Part 3 today. I really shouldn't have, but I did because I have all those other movies, and I personally don't believe anything that the Warrens ever had to say with their, paranormal probings and all that sort of stuff. But it does make for good Hollywood fodder, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, go have some fun, Tom. Doctor's orders. Dr. Reddit has spoken.
Yes, dear.
Right on. Thank you so much, Tom.
All right, Scary Kitty.
Stay safe, Tom.
Stan, you're too much, man.
Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night, guys. I'll see you later.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go around the table here. We'll start from the back end. We'll come around to the front. Hinata, we'll give some final thoughts on the stream.
On the spot?
You got anything to say, Stacy? You're on the
Not
spot.
Really? Yeah, on the spot.
Anything that you're thankful for? Anything that we've talked about today that you want to give final thoughts on?
No, I'm good.
You good? All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Fairy Tale Fan 25, you're still with us. Do you have any final thoughts?
Yes, I would just like to say, Stan, tell Vic I said hi, and also hopefully the case goes back on appeals for him, and other than that, hopefully everyone has a great holiday.
Awesome, thank you, Gav.
I'll let him know.
Nothing really. Just I'm glad to be here. It's been an absolute pleasure. A pleasure to meet you, Stacy, and Fairy Tale.
Absolutely.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Cool.
Andrea.
Andrea. It's okay. My words are somewhat similar, if not maybe a little bit different, give or take on personality. I am grateful for having to find your stream and getting to talk to everybody. People who I've wanted to talk to, people I didn't know would be great to talk to, and many that I'd like to consider friends and hope to meet someday. You've all been absolutely wonderful, and I wish nothing but the best in the days to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Stan.
Well, I'm thankful that I was able to get Vic a signing in Atlanta, even though it was a little challenging from external forces, whether it be the Braves or
goddamn Braves. How dare they win the World
Series? We won't mention it. But yeah, Vic did have a good signing. There was plenty of people, some that did come over from the other convention, and others that chose to go see Vic specifically.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
You do good work, Stan. We appreciate it.
I'm thankful for having a chance to speak with you guys and convey stuff that I've learned working conventions and stuff like that, and relating stories. Like Andrea, now knowing that was it Stacy? I don't know that what Monica's real voice sounds like.
Hey, I didn't know. I swear.
That's so funny.
That's all right. Most people don't know that her higher pitched voice is her natural voice.
Is it nasal?
I mean, if you look at any con videos where she's, at a panel, That's her natural voice. You can hear it.
That's
Well,
wild.
that explains why she's a voice actor. And only a voice actor.
She's a very good voice actor.
Yeah, and
so
she and all she has going for it.
She, Monica, and Chris Ayres, oh God rest his soul, they both were in theater together, along with Greg Ayres.
Oh wow!
And even what was his name? The other voice actor, Chris
Sabat.
No, different Chris.
Major.
No, I don't even like that guy.
No one likes that guy.
Nobody likes that guy.
Mark.
Oh, I can't think of it. Anyway, he dated Monica, and he went to the other team. Anyway,
oof.
That's fucking hilarious.
God damn. Wow.
And well, who's Monica dated that?
Guardiolich.
Ilyich. Yep. Ilyich, and you know what happened to Ilyich. He preferred
I know about him. He narrowly escaped the law by going to Nevada.
Yeah, he was lucky on that count.
Oh yes.
Should have been in prison, but okay.
Oh, Scott Freeman's in prison, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Scott Freeman. Yep. Never met him. A lot of them, but maybe at some point in the near future, I will share that photo of Monaco to everybody.
I think you should.
Oh, please do.
Wait, what's? Hold on. Oh, what's this?
Only if you're willing to burn some bridges.
Well, it's already burned. You already burned that bridge.
Yeah, that bridge is like kindling now.
Wait, what's the photo?
Matches. He's got the Tinder.
There you go, Chris Patton.
Chris Patton.
That's the person. Yep.
Wait, what's the photo?
That name doesn't ring a bell.
Be context.
Oh my god.
We're talking about going to the other side.
That's just fucking
playing
hilarious.
for the other team.
That explains Ron.
Oh my god. And
sometimes I like to think he's still listening.
I'm sure I have a permanent fan. Permanent fan. And finally, we have Harima.
Well,
our Supreme Cuckold.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here and to talk to everyone. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm somehow one stubborn asshole who still was able to turn things around when things weren't all that great for the last couple months.
The power of determination.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I was in a car accident last month.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm sorry to hear that.
The car was totaled. The insurance company decided not to repair it, and the payout that I was supposed to get didn't even cover the loan. So that put me in a bundle because my job is over an hour away from where I live, and luckily I was able to get a car before things got really hectic. So all about being able to turn shit around when you're backed into a corner.
Yeah,
absolutely. So
yeah, and for those who are listening and want to hear more of what I have to say, I do have 2 podcasts currently. The Angry Wargaming podcast, where we discuss pop culture, video games, and random shit we feel like. And then for those who are more into a more serious tone, we have Captain Mediocre's Haunted Tiki Bar, where we discuss philosophy, literature, politics, and whatnot.
Can I order drinks?
Why not? We always ask our patrons to always come and share a drink with us.
There you go. That is awesome. All right, I guess I'll take the final word here. I'm thankful for all you guys. Honestly, I'm thankful for the people who watch the show, that participate in the show. We've come such a far ways from where we were, and it's honestly been quite a trip with all you. We still have lots more in the tank, so we ain't going anywhere. We have a really big show next week. Want to remind everybody, tune in next week, December 4th. We have Eric Rolon on the show, and he's going to talk all about his experience with supporting the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and what backlash he got from his coworkers at Funimation. We're going to dig into some Funimation stuff. If you want to get questions in, fire off an email or be sure to super chat while that stream is going. Because I will definitely get around to the ones that I have in writing. people send me DMs and stuff, I might get lost. So just be sure to send me that stuff right away. We'll get as many questions as we can answered. We have a lot of big topics to talk about next week with him. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be here and be able to have this branch of a podcast that not really a whole lot of people are covering right now. There's a lot of people that are just picking the big topics to give their opinions about and stuff. And you have the flash casts of the world and the Friday Night Tights of the world and stuff, and that's great. But I think for the niche that we're hitting here, I think it's really, really important for lesser known topics, lesser known actors or voice actors or whatever else to get talked about. So I think you're all a part of this as much as I'm a part of it. I think everyone should be proud of that, happy about that, and I appreciate every single one of y'all here anytime that I come on here and putting up with me not showing up for a week or two at a time.
Hey,
No problem.
If I didn't believe in you, I wouldn't be investing in you.
Absolutely.
You're always welcome.
It's the least we could do.
You guys are amazing. Yeah, smash that like button if you want to see more of this content. If you want to join the Patreon, it will get you permanently into the Discord here, where you can suggest ideas, you can suggest topics. You can join either through the Patreon, through the YouTube channel join button, or you can do it on Twitch. You can even do it on Twitch for free with a Twitch Prime subscription that you get with Amazon Prime. So do all that fun stuff. Check out all of the good fun things that we have on the show. Go check out some previous podcasts. We have some really, really good topics, really, really good guests. It's a crazy amount of guests that we've had on this show. It's wild.
You're branching out, Crom.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of cool people.
For a small timer, you sure are doing well when it comes to guests.
Right?
We now need to find that one guest that'll hit big.
Please come back with a positive from the appellate court.
Now is your chance to be a big shot. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for right now. Like I'm just sitting in the dumpster waiting for people to come along. No, I'm praying for Vic to get his second shot at a fair hearing of his case.
Actually waiting for your convention when that ever gets the chance.
Well, and the convention. Thank you for reminding me. So the fanfare convention, I don't know if it's going to happen in 2022, just because the restrictions are still up in the air. I know our good friend Dougie Ford has promised by the end of March he's going to lift all restrictions entirely, including mask mandates. But that's still a bit of a touch and go situation, because I want to see how events are received before I start dumping a bunch of investments and a bunch of money into an event and then let it go, and then we don't have anyone show up because everyone's too terrified, blah blah blah. So it's looking like 2023 is the target date for my first event, and I will let you guys know about updates for that. I would absolutely love to have a Vic or to have a Quentin. I have no idea what their schedules are like. I haven't reached out to them and talked to them about it. But I would absolutely be interested in having them, or any of the voice actors that have been mentioned.
Or Reuben Langdon.
Yeah. Any of the voice actors mentioned. Love to have any of them. Honestly.
Try emailing Vic.
Well, I could email Vic. I just don't want to bother him right now. he's busy, and I don't have anything concrete planned yet. So I'm sure that if I rang up Vic,
have something concrete.
Yeah, I need something concrete, and I'm kind of floating right now. And the only reason I'm floating right now is because I'm keeping an eye on the convention scene and how things are being received, and looking at New York City Comic Con. It's not a great. I mean, like the turnout was great, but the implementation was horrific. I'm looking at some of the local events. The Fan Expo limited edition was horrific. So it's like I'm not ready to dump a whole bunch of investment into that just to have a really shit first event. I want to make it a very good first event. So like even if I lose money on the venture, which I probably will, I still want it to be a good experience for the fans, for people that come out, for people that make that trip. So I know for the border crossing, is starting to open up now. I just found out that we don't like for day trips, you don't have to have this really dumb expensive COVID test anymore. Like I want stuff like that to just go away before I start making a big plan for an event, because I don't want to hinder people coming to enjoy this. So I want to make sure.
Well, I'm definitely showing up when it happens. So
yeah, well, I appreciate it.
Like I've got in 2023, I'm supposed to be going to Japan, but definitely try and make it to yours if possible.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, if the timing can line up, maybe you can skip across the pond and on your way there.
Yeah,
I'd be all for it.
Well, I'm gonna have to figure out to see what's in my heavy schedule because despite my illustrious and expanded what's it called portfolio, I'm not quite that famous a voice actor yet. So I can't draw anything just yet.
Oh my goodness!
I gotta renew my passport.
Yeah.
I need to get a passport.
So do I. I also need to see where I'm with money because I'd also have to see where I'm with money because I've never been to Canada. I'm definitely going to need a room.
Yeah.
Oh, second.
Well, the nice part is that here the hotels are dumb cheap. Like depending on the time of year, I'll find a good time of year to have it. The Crown Plaza is like $120 a night, and it's a very, very good hotel. It's not like a shit box.
God.
That's still a little high, but like I said, I have to see where I'm with money.
For 3 days, it's not that bad either. Like 3 days.
One of the conventions that I went to recently, Big Lit Comic Con, they actually had a deal with the hotel block for the con. Originally, a room would be $180 a night, but for me, it was only $65.
Oh wow! Well, and keep in mind, this is Canadian dollar dues, so it's like a whole like $6 American, right? So.
Right.
It's Canadian dollar dues. But I'm gonna try to do all that fun stuff once I get something nailed down. Hopefully, because there's a bunch of construction going on in a bunch of different areas that are causing a lot of delays on things. Like City Hall is under massive construction for the next year or so. So it's like all these venues that I want to dip into. Like I have a few good leads of where I can go. It's just I have to find a clown-proof space, and I have to find a couple backup plans just in case.
Are you thinking early 2023 or late 2023?
Probably mid. Between May and September is what I'm aiming for.
Right. No, that's fine because I'm going to Japan between February and March. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at like May through September, sometime around there, floating date. But I have a bit of
photos of Japan.
What?
We want to see photos, Gab. We want to see photos.
It'd be really helpful if I could find an investor. That's a huge stumbling block right now. But I'm hopeful, like based on the tone of the government right now, it looks like tourism is going to be a really big focus over the next year or two. So I'll probably be able to apply for some grants and stuff like that to kind of make that happen. And then I also have the local grant that I really came close to getting this time, but I just missed it. But once I have something more concrete, I think they'll be a bit more open to playing ball with that too. So it's a lot of stuff that I have to work on, but I am working on it. I am trying to make sure that I'm giving the best possible experience, and I have a lot of networking that I need to do over the next year to make it all happen. So I'm confident I can do it.
Hopefully, as they say over here, hopefully we go on the sesh.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right? I mean, anything can happen in a year and a half, so You never know.
Yep.
You never know. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the podcast. Stick around, folks, in the Discord. We'll talk a little bit after we go offline here. But folks in the chat, guys, if you want to be a part of this, we're around usually every Saturday. I announce it. If we're going to be delayed, it's usually because there's either it's absolutely nothing to talk about, or I have something going on. And I'll generally let you know. I won't leave you hanging. But thank you guys so much. This has been another wonderful Knucklehead special. And until next time, folks, keep your stick on the ice. Bye-bye.
Bye.